What's happening, guys? Welcome to another edition of PWT Pro Wrestling Times motherfucking podcast. Your boy Phil Marks is here. Yeah, I don't got it. Yeah. And of course, Hairline's here, of course.
Goddamn right.
And we hit the 1K subscriber episode. Yeah. Thanks to you guys, we hit the 1K. Lives are coming soon. All that good shit. YouTube is very pleased with us. I can tell you things are very excellent. Hairline, how are you doing, bro? We got to speed through this intro so we can get into the shit. We got a lot to cover. And yeah, we got a big announcement for the end of the show. But Hairline, how are you doing, man? How's your wrestling? How's your life?
It's the same old, man. You know, we haven't done a pod here in a minute, so we got a fucking bunch to do. But you know,
we're gonna try and rifle through it. Black rifle coffee through it. Just kidding. I've been laying off the coffee, but I'm on a big fat cup of Java today, so I'm extra into it, folks. So speaking into it, make sure you get into our 1K Pro Wrestle Clips channel. Yeah, at Pro Wrestle Clips on YouTube, at Pro Wrestle Times on YouTube if you just want the full length podcast. And shout out our patrons: Rico Ricardo Rodriguez, Ashley V, Mark Hugh the Mark, and who am I forgetting? Russ Paxton. Sorry, buddy. We love you guys all. Yeah. Right. I think he's muted in the Discord, but he is the OG. But check out our Discord, speaking of which, and Patreon.com. I think it was him, yeah. So Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times, guys. We have hours and hours and hours of shit. Like, I was uploading a bunch of shit. I got a bunch more ready to upload too. I'm just trying to space it out. But yeah, we upload in Botchamanias, watch-alongs, the death of... we just did IWTV's The Death of Tremont. Matt Tremont was killed by Cruel in a real death buried alive match, folks. It's a shoot. And speaking of death match, coming up on this show, guys, we got big flipping things in the works for this show. Live streams are coming. I know we've been promising it for like a long time, but now that we're at the 1,000 subs, YouTube's like bugging the shit out of us.
You're like Violent J, Doug.
Dude, yes. Okay, no, wait, no, I don't necessarily agree. But listen though, YouTube's bugging the shit out of us. Like, they're sending emails all the time. Get live, do more live. Yeah, we're gonna go live, pal. Yeah. So we're gonna go live. But speaking of deathmatch wrestling, we have the OG, the legend, the Rev, will be a guest on, I believe, what will be our next episode of our podcast. If not the next one, then the one after that. We got the Rev coming in, which will be an awesome interview, and we're just going to talk to him. And we're going to do more guests, maybe like once a month or once every couple weeks. What we're thinking. Here's the thing. All these podcasts, though, Hairline, they rely on guests. It's always who's their guest. And then all these people go, who's your guest going to be? Like, you know, like people don't go, oh, I can't wait to hear the next Joe Rogan just talk. It's always who's Joe got on his show next. I just like doing our show. But with that being said, we want to talk to people, you know, so it's like, we're not going to overflood you guys with fucking guests, but we have people booked in the books, Daddy. We've booked them. So we're gonna.
I think we'll keep with like a month. You know
like one a month, something like that, guys. Just whenever. We're not gonna have a rhyme or reason, but don't go, oh, I wonder who we're gonna fucking. We're not hotshot booking. This ain't AEW, okay? We're not just trying to pop a rating. So, hope everyone. So yeah, I hope everyone's ready for just like a lightning round. Oh, and later in the show, guys, I'll tease it. The sizzle, as Hairline would say. The big announcement is the PWT Awards, Daddy. We'll break that down later in the show, though. But we're gonna do PWT Awards January 1st. Will be our award show. So, and you guys will get to participate in who wins everything. So fucking we'll get to that later in the show because we got so much goddamn wrestling to talk about. And me and Hairline are in agreement. We talked extensively off pod. We're going to breeze through this shit, but we're taking it back a bit. We're a little behind, but that's okay because you guys fucking tune in to hear us ribble and ramble. So we're going to start with Turning Point Impact.
If you make it, they will come. Wayne's World.
Yeah, if you book them, they will come. Wayne's World. There you go. It's Wayne's World. Funny. Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. fuck, dude. Best movies of all
Yeah, we're
time.
old.
World 1 and 2. We're old as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so Turning Point was an event that happened in the UK. They pulled an AEW. They had like a pay-per-view after the recap show of their pay-per-view or whatever the fuck in the UK. But this was taped, I think, before whatever.
This was sick. It was dope, bro.
And it was awesome. This had a little now it felt very like their camera and production isn't like the greatest ever when they go on the road like this. Like it's not
like
WWE level, but it doesn't take away because like we've said before, Impact knows how to accentuate. They run a smaller building and it sounds and looks packed and great and like a fucking like a very high level indie show, if you will. I don't know. It's like almost yeah.
Reminded me of when Ring of Honor was good.
That's what it reminded me of. Very Ring of Honor-y. And still not TNA. In January we start that, but we're gonna call them TNA Impact anyways. So how do we start? We'll start with the before the Impact, the countdown to Turning Point. There was a match, Grado and Rhino versus Ryan Richards and Mike D. They just did this for the pops, right? Rhino's over, Grado's over in the UK. I don't know who the fuck these other two guys are. It was a gore finish. And then on the countdown, we had Leon Slater versus Mark Haskins. I've heard of Mark Haskins, not terribly familiar with either of these guys. It was a whatever match. It was the North Wrestling Championship match. So whatever the fuck that is. Did you catch any of this, Hairline?
Unfortunately not. I just went
it was just the countdown. I was barely paying attention, but it was just like whatever. You know, I don't even know these people. Turning Points on the air. We start off with fucking Team Canada 2.0, bro. We got Josh Alexander and Eric Young taking on the Subculture. And there's a female, I guess, who's in the Subculture I didn't know about. Hairline was putting her over. I was putting her over, too. I didn't catch her name. But your thoughts on this match?
It's Danny Luna.
Danny Luna. So your thoughts on this match, bro? I think, or really quick, I'll just get mine. Andrews and Flash would be great in fucking AEW, but Alexander, I love him. He's super over with me. Eric Young's a vet. This was like a whatever match for me. To me though, Josh Alexander to WWE daddy. I think he'd be like a good mid-lower card guy there, but he probably he likes he likes being on top though, so who doesn't? But
I'd like to see him versus Terminator, Doug.
Right. Subculture too, I think they would work really well in WWE, but they were just released by them. So, and then that Danny Luna, she's great. Yeah, your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, man. So fucking Subculture is just basically the fucking British fucking Aussie Open.
I was like AEW like it's what it is.
The crowd was super fucking hot, man. Young and Alexander were working great as a fucking tag team, bro. So like fucking just I like their ring psychology and whatnot. There was that double sharpshooter though, and the ref was just pretending he was an AEW ref for the moment. So that
all
kind
refs
of
and all wrestling, they're all buried. Reffing is
like,
dead.
They did that little fucking reversal into a nut shot, and it's all like that's just like a throwback to Beer Money. So it's like it's fucking great to see that, man. Fucking
I think Chris Harris is backstage with them and shit.
Oh, okay, word, yeah. And then fucking at the end, that C4 for the win, and it was just like very intense back and forth at the end of the match, bro. It was all like, oh, I can't tell who's gonna win, and then
So Scott D'Amore then signs this young gentleman, Leon Slater. So not only did they go to the UK to do this event, but they also held their tryouts, their gut check or whatever. It used to be like they're tough enough, but they don't do a reality show. They just film all the guys and show what they did. Great shit by Impact. I don't know what's their NXT. Like they should really establish like this is our territory, our homegrown, whatever. But they signed a few people. So they signed this Leon Slater guy. Good for him, man. And then we get Giselle Shaw versus Alex Windsor. Not familiar with Alex Windsor. I always put over Giselle Shaw. But we do have a little critique of her that me and Hairline were just talking about again on Off Pod. But Giselle Shaw, she's great, everything. She's got to slow it down a smidge. She's in the right spots. She sells her ass off. She doesn't have boo-boo face. She puts people over. It's good to see her get a win here. She just needs to fucking slow it down a step. Like she's just like a step too fast almost, or like a step and a half too fast.
Yeah, I want to get her on the pod, bro.
If we could do that, that would be incredible. I love Giselle Shaw. She's over with me. And I think in the next couple. Is she a former Impact Knockouts champion yet? Has she won that belt? We should look into that because maybe I should.
We have a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, Giselle Shaw Knockouts Championship, because it's like, has she ever won it? Because it's gonna be.
She had it before Trinity, bro.
Oh yeah, it's her with it right here. Okay, so
yeah.
I was gonna say, because it's gonna be her time soon, but I guess they pulled the trigger on her before. Either way, though. So moving along, your thoughts on that match? Your thoughts on that match there.
Quickly though, with the Leon guy, I just wanted to say, like, what really won me over there is how he did the whole fucking my mom had no one to babysit me, so she'd have to bring me to fucking work. And it's like, well, I was at work with my mom. I would just sit there watching fucking Impact. And it's all like, fuck yeah, man, you
did it.
You achieved your fucking dream. Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's just like, and the cool thing about that is like anything else he does now goes to WWE, goes to, it's just the cherry on top of the cherry of just, like he made it to Impact. Like, you won life, bro. You won. Anyways. So, your thoughts on that Giselle Shaw match. Yeah.
Yeah. So just a little negativity here for a second. They had the bias ass fucking cultaholics, Mark fucking ring announcer there, fucking being biased. But yeah, man, fucking. So this Alex Windsor, I want to say, like, now to say something positive, she wrestled at the same pace of Shaw, and like that's like the main thing is like Shaw's always like wrestling a little too fast ahead of like her opponent and whatnot. So it was good that she was actually like with an equally paced wrestler for once. And like, man, I'm gonna be saying this a lot with this, but like fucking right when the matches I felt were like getting too long, they'd take it fucking home, and it's just like, man, just like
Impact is so good with that, bro. It's why their show's enjoyable to watch, right? Like,
yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. So, moving along. So, sorry, the reason I kept jumping the gun there on you is because this had me really excited. Simon Miller and Joe Hendry. So there's a little backstage promo. We'll get into it before the match, but
Rick Swann and Trey Miguel next.
Right. But they did have a little quick snippet of Miller going, yo, Hendry, you're going to believe in me after the match. And I just want to put over what these two guys did on social media, to where they had literally people in Simon Miller's replies going, is this real? Call the cops, dude. Because Joe Hendry made it like he pulled up outside of what culture and was like, where are you, Simon? Like, come outside and shit. But like not in a fake way. Like they were leaking DMs, quote unquote, because these guys are friends behind the scenes. But online, they've always had this kind of work shoot. Bro, it was intriguing, bro, to me. You got Simon Miller coming there. I've seen him wrestle like one time before. I've seen him on YouTube a billion times. Shout out Simon Miller. Shout out fucking Joe Hendry. And this match was really hot with this fucking crowd. And we'll get into it after, though. So as you said, Rich Swann, Trey Miguel, like, what can you say about it? A fucking 205 live match. Rich Swann wins. Your thoughts, bro? He hit the middle rope 450 for the win this time. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, it was an excellently fucking paced match. It was very evenly matched. I basically was saying this could be an NXT match, is the vibes it was giving off. Fucking Aiden English was great on commentary, fucking bashing the crowd for not reacting to Miguel. And then Swann was just making Miguel look fucking great, bro. And then fucking the only thing I didn't like here, man, is like the ending where like fucking Miguel got his elbow up and whatnot, and it's like fucking, I don't know, just like that. Like they clearly weren't communicating that like it was time to take her home. You know what I'm saying? Because he vividly kicked out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, who do you blame that on? Sometimes it happens. Shit happens. Yeah, the ref probably telling him the wrong take home time or whatever. So Danny Luna, speaking of her, takes on Jordynne Grace next. Big, I don't know, like a big body chick match. You know, I love it. And Jordynne Grace, I mean, this isn't like the most outstanding. Like Jordynne Grace isn't like the best worker.
She won me over.
Good, because I was gonna say, but these are solid matches, and there's a reason. Fuck, man, like they got her. They're really pushing her. Like she is the face of, like, one of the faces of Impact, in my opinion. Yeah, and I think Impact right now, what is TNA? I think Jordynne Grace up there, like one of the first 2-3 people. So
she was in that video package, you know,
dude, so, and she hit the Juggernaut driver to win, a great finish as well. And Danny Luna got over with me here. I was unfamiliar with her, but me and Hairline were talking off pod. We're like, that girl right there. She's great. Yeah, Hairline's just fawning. This is his. Danny Luna is to Hairline is my Lola Vice.
Doug, it's just like her bottom half is thick, just like Tony Storm, dog. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like naturally thick, and it's not like fucking. I don't know, man. Just like actual, like that. To me, that's a beautiful woman. Is like when it's like real looking and not fucking like walking around looking photoshopped and whatnot.
You're so beautiful, girl.
So, no, keep singing it. Actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the match itself, it was great to see and it's dumb I'm about to put this over, but it was great to just see the ref start counting the second the women hit the outside of the ring. How like that opening spot, like they locked up and then they didn't unlock until they got back into the ring, but it was just like, man, look at these refs fucking following the rules. God damn.
Yeah, and I'm cool if like, oh, someone hits a fucking package pile driver on the apron, or oh, this guy gets like on NXT when Tiffy just tossed Henley out of the ring. Like on that fuck, dude, savage. And like I'm okay if the ref runs out, checks them, then gets back in the ring and starts counting, as long as it's not too stupid and it looks real. Like if the wrestler looks like they're dead, you need to keep it safe. Go check on them and then fucking go back in the ring to make sure they're not dead. I'm cool with that. But exactly, if it's a lock, if it's this spot where you know, like if the wrestlers are visibly not injured, you don't give them 8 minutes to fucking play around on the outside. You start counting them right away. You know, someone goes outside on some bullshit, you start counting them. You don't Bryce Remsburg and pose around. What is he doing? Ooh, why would he go out there? Do your job, ref.
Yeah, dude, no shit. But yeah, man, and then they did a double headbutt spot, and that shit was just savage as fuck. The only really negative takeaway I had in this match was like, when Luna picked up Grace and whatnot, fucking Grace was doing these like really fast, fucking repetitive elbows, and they just like, I don't know, like the way Luna was no selling them just like made it cheesy looking because it's all like,
right.
Well, first off, Jordynne Grace's elbows would fuck you up, you know. And like,
yeah, and here's do you know what it reminded me of? And this is so crazy. MMA, Mark. Yeah. So when Brock Lesnar first came into MMA in the UFC, he would take guys down, and like instead of just smashing them with his big giant body and smashing through them, he'd fucking rabbit fist them. And people like more experienced fighters were making fun of him, right? And then Brock learned from that. And then the next guy he fought, who's talking shit about him for that, he used his body and he fucked Frank Mir. He just smashed him against the fucking cage with his whole weight and everything. He really learned how to ground and pound. That reminds me of it. Literally, when I watched it live, it reminded me of Juggernaut doing the rabbit elbows, the quick elbow. And it's like, no, just like you're a big girl, just smash her with like 2 giant ones, you know? And I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, that's Mark shit.
Yeah,
but
exactly. They made it incredible, you know, because it's all like legit, like 1 or 2 of those should have fucking got her out of it, you know?
Yeah, so exactly. So before the next match begins, Simon Miller addresses the crowd, claims he's more successful than the rest of the locker room. A little shoot work, daddy. And
kind of right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. At least like his views, yeah.
Like, why you think he don't sign to Impact? You know, you think they don't want to sign him? Nah, you don't need to sign. So Hendry reveals his latest music video making fun of Miller. So I don't know. This all popped me. And then Miller attacks Hendry from behind. Now on social media, Hendry was the heel to everyone, even me. But Simon Miller, I guess, is the heel in this instance on TV. So good.
Heel as fuck.
Yeah, so... And then Hendry gets the standing ovation, gets the win. This match was really over with this fucking crowd, as I said earlier. So your thoughts on this?
Yeah, man. So fucking... First off, I just want to start with Simon is the only credible fucking wrestling YouTuber outside of us. You know what I'm saying? As far as like... I guess though he's a wrestler now, huh? So it's like, well, he's been a wrestler, but you get what I'm saying. I don't know. It's just like, fuck fucking cultaholics, fuck the rest of those guys, man. They're all fucking biased fucking marks just trying to fucking get a job. I'm sorry, I'm just calling a spade a spade. I don't give a fuck if the YouTube section, comment section goes, oh, you guys only have 1,000 subscribers. What the fuck do you think those guys had as subs?
That's the worst diss for any fucking buddy to even go. I don't know. No, I welcome those. Come and say dumb shit like that to me on my comment section. But it's just so funny when people think that's like a diss. You only have 1,000. It's like, yeah, every channel had 2 subscribers at one point. Like,
right. Yeah,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Exactly.
If it was like we had 10 subscribers for this last 7 months,
Right.
if like for the next 3 years we only have 1,000 subscribers, okay, we're fucking up.
No, we're
But
steady rolling, Doug.
yeah, but right now
I
we're
had to
steady
tell you,
rolling. Yeah, sorry, you go ahead.
yeah, man. So fucking how dare Joe Henley ruin the first ever live ups and downs? I was looking forward to that shit, man.
Joe Henley?
Yeah.
You mean Joe Hendry?
Yeah, what?
Fallon Hendry and Joe Henley or what?
What did I call fucking
Called him Joe Henley.
No, what did I call fucking the dude from Meta last week?
I don't I can't remember. It just popped me though.
I think I called him Metalik or some shit.
Yeah.
And you were like, no. Listen, fucking listen here, Phil Brooks. I'm not fucking doing this shit. So yeah, man, fucking Simon kind of wrestles like Shaw, though. You know what I'm saying? He's got really good ring psychology and all that shit, but he just needs to slow it down. But I guess this is like one of his like
he doesn't
his
got
first
the rounds.
Impact debut.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. He's still a smidge green in front of a live crowd, and that's not. I'm not trying to bury him. Obviously, no. I just said he's the only credible fucking wrestling YouTuber.
Right, and this was like a money match, quote unquote, like if you will, right? Like people were drawn in to see this match for sure in that area. Like they're both from that part of the world, so.
Yeah, man, and this was another like match where I like right as I went to type in this match is too long, it fucking wrapped up. So it's just like, God damn, fuck. Nothing. I don't know. We blow this fucking company hard, but it's like, we're saying why. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they get it, and they're trying.
Yeah,
and they know when they fuck up, they ease back, and then they pull forward when they're doing something good. So, during the UK Invasion Tour, Impact Wrestling began its search for the next pro wrestling stars. Over 150 athletes participated in the gut check. We mentioned that earlier, and the winners of the gut check. So they just flat out signed that one dude. They flat out signed another person as well. Without even tryouts, but the winners of the gut check tryouts themselves, Mike D and Harley Hudson, shout them out. I'm not too familiar with them. Harley Hudson's got a look though, for sure.
Yeah, so she's kind of like a British version of the fucking Geico lizard.
Oh God, fuck.
What?
There was a wrestling show. Someone called Big Bill on commentary. He called
I wrote that in my notes.
Called him looking like the Geico lizard, and I was like, oh shit, fucking Zoe Stark signed.
Fucking Big Bill listens to the pod, dog. Look at that.
Yeah.
All these hairline fans are popping up all of a sudden out of the woodwork.
Good, man.
Fuck you.
So the X Division champ Chris Sabin and Frankie Kazarian takes on Moose and Myers.
Gross.
I mean, a bunch of vets. Everyone was solid in this match. It wasn't my favorite match of the night, but Moose and Myers get the win, as they should, because they're like a regular tag team. And Sabin, if he's teaming with Shelley, he should beat any, but with him and Kazarian together, they're not like a routine all the time tag. So it makes more sense because Moose and Myers have been together for what, a year now or half a year? Or something like that?
I completely agree with you. And I don't mean it's like a dream tag team, but you get what I'm saying. It's just like, I would love to see if Kazarian tagged with fucking
TNA Legends.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly, man. But yeah, like you're totally right. Like they shouldn't be going over on the fucking established tag team, But yeah, man, this one was fucking more fucking AEW stupid referee shit, fucking being lenient, And the Code Red is just a Canadian destroyer, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, man. I'm about to put Moose over, but you're not gonna like why. I just think his spear looks really fucking savage, and I know you're not a fan of spears and whatnot.
No, I'm a fan of spears, but like, okay. Too many people does them. I'm not gonna go like, okay, I've said it a million times. Ricky Stark's spear is $1 million. Moose has a great spear. I'll put over people's spears. Charlotte, I feel like doesn't have that good of a spear. The Gore is the greatest, but I've always said it. Unless you're fucking Rhino or Goldberg or Edge or Roman, stop spearing people. Braun Breaker, stop fucking. He doesn't even have a nice spear. Stop fucking spearing people. But no, I don't like that people overdo it. But I'm not going to say Moose doesn't have a nice spear, but I'm just happy you're putting over Moose because I like him. I've liked him for years.
Well, yeah, man, I can't be ignorant and deny that it was a good looking spear. Like, I don't like the fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a fucking black hole of charisma, but fucking he did the spear fucking dope.
Yeah, man. And then we get a Knockouts World Championship match, Trinity versus Deonna Purrazzo. With Gail Kim as the special guest ref, and they flew her out for the trip to Europe. And Trinity, they were talking in the media, Scott D'Amore and other people, and they're just saying like she has such big things coming up in the next little while. Like she is truly you want my opinion? Mercedes Moné signs there when she's healed up and done her.
You should have X-Files, Doug.
With her little, I should have. I really should have. Dummy, yeah. But I wanted to say about Deonna Purrazzo, she is low key a fucking baddie. Like I don't know. Like she's just fucking fine as shit on social media. I'm always like, I don't know. I like girls who look real. I can't really explain what that means, but she's just.
I like watching her twerk. No, yeah, it's kind of like what I said about like fucking
whatever.
Danny Luna. You know what I'm saying? It's real. You know what I'm saying? It's not fucking Photoshop.
Right. So, yeah, Trinity locks in the Starstruck, which is a great looking finisher. And it makes sense, like, honestly, in jiu-jitsu, if you could trap someone in that hold, it would be incredibly painful. And it looks legit. It would be incredibly difficult to pull off, but she makes it look sweet and cool. And yeah, your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, man. So Gail Kim is a fucking referee. This was a very technical match. Haven't really seen Trinity like really do chain wrestling and whatnot. So that was cool to see that Trinity can like wrestle. You know what I'm saying? And there was rest holds and whatnot again, and it's like that's not shit you see in a Trinity match. So like again, like Trinity's really showing that like she's fucking growing and fucking,
yeah, what's awesome about that whole dynamic is like she's bringing her star value and her notoriety from being on like fucking a huge reality show and being in the WWE so long, and then what she's doing is learning from these girls like Purrazzo's called the virtuosa for a reason, bro. She can go, so now
also.
Yeah. So it can it's just rubbing off on her too. Like everyone's benefiting from this and just having Gail Kim involved and shit. It's all good shit. Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, man. And then we had the Gail Kim afterbirth and whatnot.
Right. So Purrazzo jumps Trinity. She eats defeat from from Kim. So
eats defeat.
Yeah, pop the crowd, send him home. Well, not send him home happy, but this last match definitely will. Will Ospreay takes on Eddie motherfucking Edwards. Edwards, again, this is just like the Legends tour, okay? I don't know, Edwards is kind of like popular with the Impact crowd. Me, I'm not the biggest fan of him, I got to be honest. Like, I loved the American Wolves back in the day, but I'm not like, oh, Eddie's wrestling, I want to watch it. Honestly, I've never been that way with him as a solo talent. Not shitting on his work or anything. But that being said, man, like, fuck, he's just a hand, man. He has a great match. He's doing this is like lots of eyeballs. Will Ospreay is just phenomenal. We would just be honest here. And I really fucking hope he signs to WWE. I don't think it'll happen. I think Tony Khan will give him unheard of money to fucking go to that company, which is fine. But also, everyone thought Giulia was a shoo-in for AEW, and Meltzer's trying to go, oh no, there's nothing going on with her in WWE, but he doesn't know shit about WWE. So the rumors are she's going to the Performance Center in like a month or two, man. So when she finishes up some dates she has or whatever. So all I'm saying is, like, Giulia probably taking a pay cut from what Tony Khan would have offered her to go to NXT and even be in NXT to integrate into that WWE style. Because why, bro? Why did Kairi come back, bro? Because it's all, and especially women wrestlers. You always say wrestlers want to be, especially women wrestlers, bro. They want to be WWE superstars. No ifs, ands about it, man. No if or ands or buts about it. All of them. More so than the guys, I would say. I think there's more dudes who are okay. Like, no, I'll fucking grind the indies, be the indie god. I think the majority of women, like a Giulia, sees herself as she could be up there with the Charlotte Flairs, and she really could be. And so I think, to bring it back to Will Ospreay, I think Tony Khan's gonna back that fucking money truck up, dog. I don't think WWE, and then they'll just give him like no dates, and then they'll let him wrestle any fucking company he wants to. So Ospreay will go, he'll get to go do all the Japan shit still and all that. So they'll give him whatever he wants, man. So with that being said, your thoughts on this match? But Ospreay wins. Hidden Blade, Stormbreaker. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man, Ospreay really fucking took Edwards to the fucking limit. Impact loves the shit out of AJ Styles most of all.
Oh
There's
yeah,
always these AJ Styles references.
yeah.
Um,
Well, it's because they fucked him on his way out, but that was the old ownership and management. They tried to give him a pay cut. So that's what eventually led to him going to WWE. So now that it's D'Amore and these guys that AJ was backstage with and shit, who are like his friends and they're running it now, it's like you have to. AJ Styles is TNA, bro. You know, like he was TNA. And so yeah, they have to give it up to him if you're going to pay homage to anyone. Joe and fucking AJ, you know. So sorry, you go ahead.
yeah, more or less, man. Fucking Edwards did that cartwheel and fucking. They were all like, "Look at this top tier athlete, fucking man." Just, I don't know, the comedy shit fucking pops me. And like you said, Stormbreaker for the win, and then after fucking Ospreay did some nice little crowd work, fucking put TNA over, fucking told the owners to fix the fucking roof of the building. And then you got more fucking putting AJ Styles over. So pretty decent fucking show, dog.
Yeah, man, and yeah, shout out Impact for real. They did really good. We'll drop them a fucking. We'll give them some air horns. It was good shit. So, guys, moving along, Crown Jewel. It was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The second event as to kick off Riyadh season. The first event was Fury versus Ngannou boxing match, and where fucking Ngannou got robbed to shit. And now we do Riyadh, where LA Knight got robbed, but we'll get to that in a minute. Or pardon me, Riyadh, Crown Jewel. The kickoff show, which Hairline informed me off pod, he did watch this kickoff show. It was JD McDonough versus Sami Zayn. Okay, so basically, JD McDonough was selling like fucking HBK did when he had to fight Hulk Hogan at that fucking SummerSlam, where he's flipping around and JD really beat his body up. I don't know if all that extra selling was worth it. He's beat the side of his body was just turning red in front of us. It looked scary too. It was like, damn. But he was okay. And he's doing these just unrealistic bumps. And some people were like, he's selling. I think Fightful's like, he's selling brilliantly. It's like, dude, it was almost like a mockery. But he's trying to put Sami over hard. Like the whole point of it was like, yeah, I'm wrestling Sami, but like he's like way ahead of me. Is what I get what JD's doing, but it's like, bro, chill.
Enhancement.
But Sami got huge pops. It was a solid match. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man. So fucking, I don't know. I hate that term, fucking rubber band match. It's just fucking gross. It's just like when they fucking, like the wrestlers say heat or pop, and it's just like, knock it off, guys. We don't need to fucking use wrestling terminology in the fucking like,
Oh, you mean like when they say like, oh, this is a rubber match between these two?
Yeah.
See, here's the thing though. Do you want to know why that works now? Is because no, I'm going to tell you. Well, because for the last 25 years MMA's been on television, like more frequently, and boxing did use the terminology but less frequently. But in MMA, the term rubber match, like they made it mainstream, like they brought it to where it was kind of, and boxing did too. I'm not going to say boxing didn't, but it was MMA, bro, honest to God. So blame the UFC for that one.
Hey, fuckers.
Yeah. But sorry, go ahead. Your thoughts.
Yeah, man, fucking there was great fucking technical chain wrestling at the start of this fucking match. Fucking Sami shot down the Funko Pop's fucking chop spot, and then the Funko Pop.
Other people are calling him Funko Pop and doing that meme now. Hairline started that. We gotta.
I got it from Corny. I got it from Corny, dog.
Oh, there you. I didn't ever hear him say it, so there you go. You fucking.
Spoiler alerts, half the fucking names I use is just fucking, that's like, man, like when people in the comments, I can tell who are like my cult and shit, what I'm saying, by the shit they're saying. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna take fucking Jim's fucking props.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyways, man, fucking, so the Funko Pop fucking sold the chop like shit on Pickles. That's fucking dope. I don't know, man. It's fucking being a good hand, being an enhancement talent. Wrestling world fucking needs that. And that bruise was just so fucking savage, dog. It was like some Cody Rhodes shit.
Yeah,
man.
look bad.
Blue Thunder Bomb for the win, you know. So
that was cool too, because I've buried it on the show. I've said the Blue Thunder Bomb's the most buried move, more than the super kick or spear. Why? Well, because a bunch of wrestlers do it, including Sami Zayn. I don't think he's won one match with it. So now he does the haluva into the Blue Thunder. Yeah, Sami Zayn, brilliant, genius.
Sammy's listening to the pod, or
who knows? But he's a great hand, man. He's one of my favorite guys on the roster right now. So world heavyweight title, Seth Rollins took on Drew McIntyre. A solid goddamn match. Let me just put it this way. Rollins is getting to where probably how some people feel with Romans, not where I'm like, oh, I'm tired of this. I'm okay with this, right? Like they have to build this. This belt needs to mean something, right? So that's why Rhea is going to reign with the belt. That's why Seth, this is like the new era of WWE. People go, what should we call this era? It's the, there was the Attitude Era. It was the PG era, the Ruthless Aggression. What's this era? I call it the Superstar Era, personally. This is where, with the epitome of what it means to be a WWE superstar is Roman Reigns. And then you have from the tippy top all the way through NXT, you have a bunch of people who are acting like superstars, working like superstars. It's not like, oh, there's some guys up here doing their thing and Danielson's like a fucking indie guy that the crowd's getting behind. It's like the superstar era of wrestling. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. So I feel like the whole roster more than ever is all on the same page. Maybe in the Attitude Era they were, but like even then you had a lot of politicking, and it seems like there's like not much of that going on in WWE. We can't say the same about fucking AEW, but we'll get to that in a bit. Anyways, though, this match was great, but damn, you could have put it on Drew. I was saying it before, you could have put it on Shinsuke.
For real.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think WrestleMania 40 is where we're going to see like a bunch of these belts change, and it'll just be like a huge, because it's the TKO Endeavor era. That just happened a few months ago. And then we have the UFC 300s coming up, WrestleMania 40. They're going to make those the biggest, the most memorable, the new era for both companies. I think that's what it is. So I don't know, man. I think Seth could lose this belt anytime, but I'm not mad that he's the champ because I don't want to just see him flounder like he always flounders. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the internet marks are saying it's gonna be Orton, but
they say a lot of things. But wait though, Orton comes back, wins the belt from Seth. Yes, like that's how you prestige this belt up. I like that. Sorry, you go ahead.
Let's fucking give a shout out quickly to Sax on fucking ring announcing, Doug.
Oh, dude, he was so good. Dude, he was so good, man. What a hand. Why couldn't they get Samantha or anyone else? Like, what happened there?
They just fucking, because all the horror stories, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And Saxton's just a company guy, bro. He'll go. He was great. Sorry, go ahead.
What would they make Samantha wear, though, to even be out there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she'd have had to cut. But what about that other guy? But he was just probably like, fuck it. I'm not going to Saudi. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And Sax fucking stepped up. He was like, oh, okay, Triple H.
Yeah, but Saudi ain't doing whatever that story was. I think it got blown up. I think it was fearful for the wrestlers, but I think then the media blew it into something it wasn't, because I'll tell
shocker.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this much, but like for sure Vince just took off and shit with Brock like before the other people left. Like 100%. But my whole thing is just the way Saudis do business, like the way they've been doing business. I don't see anything like that happening ever again. They just work with, I don't know, they're just way too up there in like the mainstream. They're doing everything now: golf, soccer, fucking wrestling, boxing. Like they're just bypassing the ranking systems and doing their own boxing. Like it's crazy what they're doing. Sorry. Your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, man. So fucking Drew was big bodying the shit out of fucking Seth. And then they did compare fucking Seth to fucking Bret Hart, and I actually I agree with this for once, because it was very fucking, it was like a Bret Hart match, There's a sloppy ass belly to belly, but fucking Barrett fucking caught it on commentary and was all like, oh, Seth tried to fucking block it. So it was just great in the moment fucking catching psychology there. it was kind of a lackluster finish though. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing was Priest was running down, and we had that little fucking afterbirth and whatnot.
And then Zayn attacks him, and then takes off with the briefcase. Priest runs through the crowd after him, and it's just was that necessary? The crowd went crazy when Sami jumped in the crowd though. Like you just saw people rushing him like old school. It reminded me like old school wrestling shit you'd see, but I don't know. Unnecessary.
It was a smidge fucking switchblade and MJF-ish. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm glad that jumping ahead on Raw, they stripped it off of Sami right away. But it was just all like, guys, we don't need more of this fucking.
And do you know what I like?
Guy running around with something that's not his.
You're right, but do you know what I like with WWE is like you said, they stripped it off Sami right away. And then what else has been going on? Like they're finding people. They find KO after this last SmackDown. He attacked because he's supposed to be on commentary, but he stepped across the line of commentary into he started beating people up, so he gets fined. And then they're doing things like you're suspended.
Don't throw water bottles at KP.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you're not on the roster. Get the escort him out of the building and shit. Like I love it. They're
making it credible.
Yeah, they're making everything credible. So up next, we have the Women's World Title 5-Way. This match was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Rhea Ripley, pinned Shayna, which I thought Stark was going to
that is what
get pinned, but then we move along, and then on Raw and whatnot, Stark wins a number one contender, so she's Rhea's next opponent at Survivor Series, and Rhea's obviously just going to kill her at Survivor Series, but she'll have a good match, she'll have a good showing, and then all the marks will cry and go, I know Rhea with the championship. So to me, this match was it wasn't as shitty as I thought it would be, but it was not also that good at all. It was very I don't know. They just did this to put a bunch of women on this card.
Right.
Because as Hairline says, they're just, I don't know. At least they can make the claim that they're trying. Wrestling is getting 5 women on a billboard with their hair down.
Yep.
At least they cover their bodies, but is this not progress? In 10 years from now, might this be where they don't have to cover their bodies, and this might help make laws? People go, hey, everything's okay, guy. We're all good now. Maybe. Well, for real. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But your thoughts on this match?
Man, what a fucking entrance here for Rhea. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking nuts, dude.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean, dude. For a women's wrestler, in Saudi, they did this huge, I don't know, man. It's knocking down doors, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, man. To me, man, the start of this match was Shayna Baszler. She had that double pin spot. And then she also had the 3-woman submission spot she did. God, but unfortunately, the fucking shit on it. It was Raquel ran up and bumped the bottom girl that she had in the hold and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then Shayna's fucking selling it she got hit, but obviously it is what it is. In the moment, you can't exactly have the greatest ring awareness doing a 3-person spot. So forgivable. And the riptide off the top rope, that was fucking sick, dog. But yeah, man, fucking nice progression for women here.
Yeah, man. Couldn't agree with you more on that. So then moving along, WWE confirms that War Games is returning at Survivor Series. The promo they're using, what song was that? Parasite? And then, which I love. Is that the right one?
I'm not sure.
The Aussie song. Whatever, doesn't matter. They've used it before in the past. It's a banger. And WWE confirms that War Games, is coming back. And then they had Cody Rhodes paint his face like Sting did with the camo back in the War Games back in the day. But I saw a funny tweet from someone, and they were like, oh, imagine Cody Rhodes when WWE called him about painting his face again. So then we get John Cena, the fucking GOAT, our boy. We're going to drop one. Bro. We got to drop it for the man. our boy, man, John Cena wrestled what could be his very last match. This match was John Cena putting a guy over. You could not put a guy. How would Jim Cornette say this, Hairline? You couldn't put someone more over if you fucking laid down and pissed in their fucking mouth. Like John Cena.
Yeah, like a corny.
You know, if you steamrolled him with a fucking steamroller, you couldn't put a guy like Cena laid flatter than a fucking, than a fucking $2 bill on the ground. You know what I mean, dude? Like just flat as a pancake, laid there, ate 10 spikes from Solo, put the move over, worked the thumb too. So we had like Solo Solo was selling his hand the whole match. It was great. Shout out Grayson Waller too. He had a match with LA Knight on SmackDown. He's selling his fucking hand the whole match. Like, I don't know. It's just great psychology. They're training these guys properly. And Cena broke out a choke slam at one point, dude. He hit a crippler crossface. He's doing everything. Cena pulled out the stops. This wasn't like, classic Cena, but this was him doing awesome shit, giving us a moment, laying flatter than flatter than a whore on a Wednesday night, bro.
There you go. Nice.
Like, do you know what I'm saying, though, bro? Like he ate 10 spikes and just laid there for like 7 minutes. And then Solo
he
did his Umaga shit.
Put over Solo.
Bro, and then he walked out and it's just like, and then the thank you Cena chant started. We'll start one fucking thank you Cena. Thank you Cena. Bro, it was emotional. It could be John Cena's very last match. Now, I maintain this will not be Cena's last match. I think he will return at WrestleMania 40 for because dude, do you think his very ever last match he does not in America? Like, you think he would just let Saudi be his last match ever? Now, I want to bring something to other people's to people's attention. He had a movie that he entirely filmed before the strike and all that shit, right? It was like a Wile E. Coyote movie that John Cena starred in. And it was entirely done pretty much and in post-production. But they decided after the strike, they decided to shelve it, probably for the same reason that I think Warner shelved that Batgirl movie. If they never release it ever, they can write it off in taxes and save all the money. So they shelved this movie on Cena. Well, that's like half a year of fucking promotion and touring to promote the movie that he doesn't have to do that just opened up. Oh shit. Cena's going to do one, because he never said retired. And in his promos, he's going, you got to be careful with that word. And this might be it. And he did post on social media. That's all, folks. But it's wrestling. Never say never. Flair wants to wrestle MJF. Ugh. But Cena, I don't think will let his last ever match be in Saudi Arabia. I don't believe that. I think we'll see him show up at WrestleMania 40 one last time. Maybe do one last program or just come out and body a motherfucker in an open challenge. Everyone will think it's like fucking some AEW signee, and it'll turn out that it's, Cena comes out like the way Undertaker came out and open challenge Cena. Maybe Cena comes out and bodies someone like that for his last match, or
yeah, there we go, man.
Something like that. So I just don't think this is his last match ever. But anyways, your thoughts on this match, and we'll move along in the card.
Yeah, man. So Cena was really big bodying the shit out of fucking Solo at the start, which was a fucking drew attention to me that Cena was losing this shit. And then Solo took over the second half and never fucking let go, man. Commentary was just really driving home that Cena's body wasn't what it once was,
which is fair.
I thought the match was a little too long, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they had to. This is why, though, and I'm not defending. Like, we'll give it its shit, but right, just for the listeners or just giving my little tidbit on it or whatever. The reason I feel they did that is because they're like, if it is, because they're not going to get him for a while,
right?
So it's like, if it is Cena's actual, and it could really be Cena's last shit. So if it is, they had to let him get all of his shit in first. So it's like your assessment there. You're like, dude, Cena did all, like, was working him over for half the match, then Solo got it and didn't let go. If it was on TV or almost any other circumstance, if this wasn't Cena's last match, it would have just been Solo killing him the whole time, like Brock Lesnar killed him, I assure you. But the thing is that it's like, okay, Cena, go do a bunch of dope shit. You know, have you ever hit a choke slam? Go choke slam a pal. Yeah.
Go out there.
Do whatever you want to do. So
I'd like to do a choke slam.
Yeah, dude, fuck it. It was awesome. Yeah, I popped when he did it, you know?
And most of all, fucking just Solo murdered the living shit out of Cena's throat, man. So, like, fucking
Umaga style. Flashbacks to Umaga. And then we get a Miz TV up next. So Miz comes down. He's the baby face. He welcomes Saudi Arabia's own Ibrahim Al-Hajjaj. And he's an actor, very famous there. And before they can get started, Grayson Waller interrupts. And then he's like, let's do the Wola effect. So Miz is getting a full-on babyface turn before his match with Gunther. So he could be the one to win the IC title, but I don't think so. But he could be the one. But I can't wait for that match, by the way, either. Waller, though, interrupts. They start talking shit. Miz hits a skull-crushing finale. The fucking actor hits him with a people's elbow. This was whatever. They just, for the hometown fans, you know?
I can't believe how accurately you said the dude's name. That was fucking nuts.
I'm good with that, bro.
Yeah, man. So Miz is over as fuck with those Saudis, bro. That was fucking nuts, man.
Oh, yeah.
They compared the guy to Dave Chappelle. That's a compliment, bro. Yeah, that's like a big body compliment.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It was a nice little rub for Grayson, you know. Did you notice that fucking after they did the spot, the Saudi dude botched climbing the fucking rope, and then he went over to the rope in front of the camera and whatnot?
Yeah. He was fun. He was funny to, like, you know, he has whatever they all see in him over there. I get why he's a big star, you know, because he's got charisma, that guy.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
So then we get a U.S. title match. Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul. We called it. Logan Paul wins it was it's the only move to make, in my personal opinion. And now, as we see on SmackDown, the whole LWO shit just hit the fan. Carlito's jumping fucking Homeboy, and we, what's his name there? Or pardon me, Escobar's jumping Carlito and Rey, and then he hurts Rey's legs. Zelina Vega's selling like $1 million. Her acting's on point. And then now there's a little LWO implosion. Here, maybe Santos, does he get his old faction mates to side with him? Or does Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza come up and join him? Ooh, shit, we got some LWO warfare, dude. I'm down. And that's all money without having Rey involved in any. He doesn't need a title for that. So, and it's going to get everyone over, right? So,
yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, dude. And then Logan Paul is going to, on his podcast every week with that Mike Maljack Fox, dude. Yeah. I met Drake, Brody. Yeah, Fox. So they're gonna have that on the podcast all the fucking time. And all that stuff in front of millions of people. So it's a smart move to put the United States title on Logan Paul. He did great in this match, but he was a little he's got to chill a bit. That guy was cheesy as fuck who was doing the brass knuckles. The Santos thing was stupid, and I buried it. I was like, this is bullshit. And then other people, I was like, that's just dumb. Why the fuck would he leave the knuckles right on the side of the ring like that? And then people online were like, oh, well, because like they're teasing he purposely did it. But turns out he didn't purposefully do it. You know, it was just a spot to do this little drama between Carlito to make Santos snap. Right. So that wasn't it. So I was justified in me going, that was dumb. Why would he just put it down? Why wouldn't he chase the guy with the knucks? Oh, I'm going to grab this guy and punch him, but not with these knucks that he tried to throw into my friend. So, but I don't know. But the finish was great. It looked great. You know, Rey made it look like $1 billion. And then Logan gets the win, went viral. You know what it is. Your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man. Another fucking hell of an entrance here for Logan Paul. You know, dude, and my God, Logan Paul he's improved so much, dude, as far as his ring psychology. And like, he's just born to be a fucking wrestler. Like,
I think true.
Yeah, he's a douchebag. Don't get me wrong. You know, and I'm not going to deny talent.
And we both have said it, bro. and I've beat it to death. He needs to stop doing all the boxing and all that other shit and stick to wrestling. Well, he announced that's what he's doing, and it's because that last fight, Dylan Dennis just brought up his wife and all that shit. That went so deep and crazy, and that scarred him for life. And I know that for sure. And
yeah, man, fucking
stepping away
Logan Paul
shoot fights, and he's only gonna wrestle now. So shout him out, bro. He listens to the pod, confirmed.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
There you go. I knew it. But yeah, sorry, you go ahead.
Logan Paul with the fucking CM Punk buckshot lariat. He botched it.
The bot shot lariat, dude.
Yeah, man. Fucking the fucking moonsault fall away slam was fucking sick, dude.
Dude. Shut up, Bandito. Man.
Yeah, so what I liked about Santos jumping the fucking guardrail there is like it like started with like just his feet, so you didn't know who it was at first. It was just like, my God, dude, this is genius fucking camera angle.
Yeah, great production.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah, dude. Shout out Logan Paul, but also fuck Logan Paul.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So then we get a WWE Women's title match, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. It made all the headlines, daddy. This match was actually solid for a Bianca match. I was like, okay, I'm liking her now. Her promos are better too. I'm starting to like her. She's getting over with me now. Not that I never, like, I always understood what she did. She's like the female John Cena, but this is like, she's starting to get over with me here. But this match wasn't like blow me away. Io as champ is cool now on SmackDown. We see that Damage Control's now with Asuka and fucking Kairi, the Kabuki Warriors. And I was telling Hairline Off Pod, they're going to break up and they're going to end up jumping.
X-Files.
Yeah, sorry. Why aren't I X-Filing, bro?
The truth is out there.
The truth is out there. So, you know, obviously what's going to happen is the Kabukis are going to get the belts off of Chelsea and Niven. And then, you know, Bayley and Dakota Kai, like basically Bayley put this whole thing together, and she's like, her vision was for them to have all the belts, but it didn't work that way. And then Io got the belt. And then, so now the Japanese ladies are going to all have the belts. That's what it's going to be. And Bayley's going to be like, well, what the fuck? And it might even be a babyface turn for them. Depends who they, I think the Japanese girls will stay heels, right? They do that better anyways. So especially Asuka and Kairi, they're great. And Kairi's new heel shit is awesome. But
I think Bayley's a great heel.
She is, but I think her and Dakota Kai are so over. Bro, they go viral every week, like for pictures of them just looking good on.
I don't blame them
on Instagram. So yeah, so it's like they're just over with people. I feel like they'll do the baby because like Dakota Kai's like a baby face on her YouTube channel. She's very popular on there as well and stuff, right? Twitch, like doing her Twitch and all that. So I think that they'll go face, and because Kai's got to be healed right away. And so yeah, they're gonna jump them, and that is the natural progression of this storyline. And all of a sudden in one night, Damage Control got super over with me. But as far as Crown Jewel goes, so to rewind back to Crown Jewel, this Damage Control wasn't instantly over with me because Kairi came back. But I did pop hard for Kairi, and I'm super glad she's back. And this match was solid. And the insane elbow is just the coolest elbow drop since Macho Man. Your thoughts on this match, dude?
Yeah, so fucking, I don't know, man. Io looked like such a mark, fucking modeling along a Saxton as he like announced her. That kind of fucking rubbed me the wrong way. And Bianca selling her knee the whole time, that was great fucking ring psychology. And it's gonna be the downfall of the match for her. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Io's moonsault to the outside was so fucking smooth. It was a lot like Tiffy's fucking moonsault. But fucking Belair barely fucking took it, man. I don't know. There's just like Belair like kind of does the Charlotte shit where she chooses when and when not to fucking, you know, do what's right. Like, you know, I wouldn't say she's a good hand, you know, unfortunately. You know, she's definitely a star, you know, but like she's not like putting others over when she needs to, you know, and she's deciding what bumps and yada yada. And then Kairi Sane out of nowhere, man.
It's awesome to see her back.
It's just,
but then well, we talked about it though. But what about like Charlotte, like just no selling her on SmackDown? Like what the hell is that shit about? Like why what the fuck was that about? Like even last time when they were in the WWE, when she was in the WWE, she is like, "Oh, are they just not working good together?" No. I think just Charlotte has fucking boo-boo face doesn't want to put Kairi over because we've seen it, and I think I said it off pod, like Charlotte could work with a fucking mop bucket. She could make Marina Shafir look good. There's no way she can't make Kairi Sane. They can't work good together. So it's crazy to me. But yeah, so up next we get Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes. This match was really good. It was the most WWE match. Damian Priest is going to be, we say it all the time, dude. And he's Punishment Martinez. Literally, they call him the Punishment and shit. We put it over a million times. Big win for Cody. This was he needed this win to stay like strong and as the top babyface, and it doesn't hurt Damian because he's got that fucking briefcase, man. So that just instantly puts him. He gets a title shot whenever, so it doesn't hurt him. And he could be the one to get Seth too. They've teased it so many times. I just feel like they would have pulled the trigger if they were going to do it already. So, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, man. So fucking was Cody supposed to be Captain Kirk with his outfit? Like, I don't know how him
probably
and, like,
he was trying. I think he was trying to do some sort of like call out to that. He's a nerd.
Yeah, I know. Star Trek is fucking for dorks, just like Reddit. Anyways, I know, man. Fucking Priest is like fucking Lance Archer. If Lance Archer would take his fucking body seriously, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we had a "We Want Tables" chant. Somehow, some fucking neckbeards found their way to Saudi. I can't believe that. And then the table didn't break, so I got to do the classic fucking. The table didn't give a damn.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, man. And the Funko Pop ain't ever gonna get over on Cody. He tries every time. Bluso came down and super kicked everyone.
It's funny how he's just there to take bumps, man. They're just like, I know, we need someone to take a bump.
Right, yeah, and he'll gladly
call JD McDonough. That guy looks like a Funko Pop. You could bounce his head around. Like, Jesus Christ.
Get JD in here.
But he does a good job, man.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, he does a great fucking job, man. He's showing he's a fucking hand, bro. And then we had 82 fucking crossroads on Priest. Priest took all of them, all 82.
Yeah, and then we had a universal. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much summed it up. Then we had
80. Yeah, literally. I ain't even exaggerating, Doug.
And then we had a universal title match. Roman Reigns versus
Dummy. Yeah.
Our boy L.A. Knight.
Yeah. So not to put ourselves over, but did we or did we not call that shit as far as LA Knight being the next fucking the guy?
Dude, and he only got more over with this loss, in my opinion, right? Like, now this match, like, I don't know. To me, Roman Reigns is the best just worker in the business. He bumps the ratings. The pace don't matter. Yeah, because he doesn't do flips like fucking Kenny Omega and shit. Or shout out Kenny, like whatever. But like, just because he's not doing the same, like, okay, so the Young Bucks, literally every match is just the same spot. Like Roman broke out the cravat in this match, which he doesn't do every match. And that was like a finish he was using for like a signature for a while. And then he kind of didn't use it for a while. He breaks out the cravat on. It's very like like this shit is. And then like, okay, LA Knight is wrestling fast. He's wrestling his pace. And then once Roman gets on top, what does he do? He just slows it down. And it's his pace. And this is why we pay, bro. We want to see him lose. Like, if you guys don't get it, Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, Ric Flair, even. You guys forget about Ric Flair, dog? He held the belt everywhere.
We'll go, the neckbeards have
this it. This is what the marks say to the Hulk Hogan had 478 title defenses. Roman's only had 85 in the same time. It's like, dude, they run, bro. This is how you guys don't get it. Hulk Hogan walked so Roman Reigns could run. Hulk Hogan did that for the business so that guys 10, 20 years from now, like now, don't have to do that. And you know what I mean, bro? Like, if you guys don't get how Flair hit those towns and Hogan wrestled 400 days in a year, brother, because Australia, because Tokyo, brother. If he didn't do that, there would be no there wouldn't even be like a John Cena, bro. Do you understand that? Like it's
Well, right.
like I know you understand, but I'm talking to the listeners. Like these
For
motherfuckers got to
sure.
understand that. I'm talking to these marks online who are saying shit like this. Like that's not a fucking stat. The house show loop. Like Hogan would wrestle 2 times a day, defend his title twice a day. Like these guys now they do that when they go to Europe, do their Europe tours. Like Dom was wrestling twice a day and shit. But you can't even compare it. Roman's on a whole other level as far as like we're more trained. Like back in those days, like it was commonplace for people like now with the age of internet, dude, and with the age of like I've brought it up a million times, but MMA, boxing, these guys fight once a year and it's huge, big money. You know, Roman shows up what, like 4 or 5 times a year? Fuck
Right.
yeah, I'll take that every
But
time. So
just right there, like that, it's testimony to the greatness of Roman Reigns. It's
right,
completely
and
what it is.
yeah, and here's the thing, dude. Like if the ratings start tanking, if his shit's getting so stale and bad, if the fucking story's getting so shitty and people go, well, they did, okay, but here's the thing, that's subjective. Like if I think the story's good and you think it's shitty, okay, whatever, that can be subjective, although you know that can be also disingenuous and biases as well. We all have biases, but my whole thing is this: like the ratings don't reflect that, the merch don't reflect that, the numbers don't reflect that. You know, the houses selling out every fucking building, 8K, 11K, 10K, 12K. That fucking is not when Roman's there, the ratings are huge, bro. They go up every time. So when I'm wrong, object on a scale that isn't measurable by like measurable metrics. Oh, but you can't measure wrestling by that. You measure it. What about the in ring? Okay, so what about the in ring? And I've said this a million times too, but like, what about the in ring? So you like flips and moves? Oh, you know, it's not just flips and moves. Yeah, it is flips and moves. Yes, it is, because then explain to me what is it. So like to me, good wrestling selling. It's fucking. It's good heel work. Yeah, it's good fucking. It's like knowing when to work the crowd. It's knowing when it's good selling. If they're not doing these fucking things, and they're not, you go to AEW. So what are they doing that's different? They're just doing like a bunch of moves and kickouts and false finishes. So you just like the little pop moments. Okay, that's hot shotting, bro. Like, okay, cool. Like, you know, so anyways, man, we're getting off the fucking tracks here, but this is a great match. LA Knight kind of botched the one fucking pop-up Power Slam movie kind of does, but it was okay what it was. LA Knight pretty much had him beat with a BFT daddy, yeah. But then Jimmy comes out, puts the leg on the rope. Everyone's just get another finish where Jimmy fucking where the bloodline interfere. It's like, dude, imagine in the territory days, Ric Flair defend his belt 480 times in the same time. Yeah, and guess what, bro? Ric Flair had the same fucking dirty heel heat, start a riot in Puerto Rico finish. Arn Anderson, a fucking roll some tight. Like he had the same shit over and over and over again too, and it got over. So you guys want to go, look, Hulk Hogan had these defenses, but then you don't want to look at how fucking but every Hogan loss was a schmoz. Like every Ric Flair win was a fucking schmoz, man, and it was over as shit. Man, good for me, not for thee. I say it every time. Anyways, though, your thoughts on this fucking match, and then on SmackDown, obviously LA Knight's just like, I'm more over now. Like fucking, he's just like, yeah, I had you for 3, and I ain't done with the bloodline, huh? Nah. So I don't know your thoughts on this match, and LA Knight's just, you know, he's rolling, baby. Superstar.
It was a fucking sea of yeah signs. That was fucking beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman with the fresh hair dye, you know. LA Knight was really getting it in the first half. But the ref was letting way too much fucking slide, man. There was a lone one fan chanting CM Punk. And fucking man, LA fucking kicked out of the fucking Superman punch. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking like, okay. God damn, I don't mean to tangent here, but like it just shows you how fucking dumb these marks are like with all this. It's like, you guys, Roman just made LA Knight fucking look amazing, and like he's barely done that for anyone, man. So it just shows you that they believe in LA Knight and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking shout out to the fucking leapfrog dodging the spear. You know, that was very fucking NWA classic.
Oh yeah.
Man, for real though, like I was saying, dude, he was kicking out of all fucking Roman's signature moves.
And who does that? Brock? You know?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, Brock and LA
Yeah.
Knight. There you go.
There
Maybe
you go.
Cena.
Yeah, maybe.
Fucking there
Not
was
even,
another
not lately, not in the last 3 years, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And like fucking there was another fucking table chant, so it's all like those neckbeards were still fucking there. They hadn't fucking wandered off to fucking look at fucking the Bunnies OnlyFans. Um Doug, so didn't it sound like they played the Shield's fucking music for a second?
No,
Did you
that's
catch
Roman.
that?
That's Roman's beat, bro. At one point, it loops to go down, and then it flips back to his
Oh,
theme. It's
okay.
always
Oh,
been
okay.
that
It just
way.
went
Yeah,
so long.
yeah.
Okay.
Trips
Yeah.
everyone out. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a botch. I was like, oh man, for a second I was like, is Mox coming out? Oh, what?
Okay, guys. So, are you done there with your review there, my brother? Not to jump the gun.
Yeah, and I'm done like Mox's fucking hair.
Yeah, I figured when you bring up Mox, shit starts going downhill.
Yeah,
So let's get
let's
switch it up, man. Let's switch up that. Yeah. So we got headlines for you guys, or just shit that's been going on in the wrestling world that we haven't talked about. We're just gonna shoot on for a minute, and then we're gonna get to the PWT Award nominations. I'm just gonna start from we were talking about Kairi Sane, etc., and there's a bunch of people melting down about the Joshi scene here. So Kairi Sane's back in WWE, obviously, and apparently they have Giulia, who's like the biggest star over there in Stardom. She's coming to WWE as well. She's expected to be at the Performance Center in the next couple months. Of course, Dave Meltzer's saying that supposedly she's not actually there.
Batman.
But yeah, actually I think she's gonna be. And AEW fans are melting down, and they're like, we're gonna fucking, you know, like, Tony Khan, you gotta hit back, you gotta do something. So then Tony brings in Mariah May, and she's great, but she's just basically Tony Storm Light. And then what's the angle they're doing with her? The Mickie James Trish angle.
Yeah, Mickie James and Trish, Doug.
So it's just silly, man. And so and then WWE reached out to Saree. She was Saree in WWE, and then and to come back, because she's coming back to America. And then she ended up signing with a company called Bakugan or something. I know that's wrong, but it was it was like it was some company called like Bumbaclot or something. I don't fucking know, but it had to do with. It had to do with it's like Aja Kong, or it's Aja Kong's promotion, or Bull Nakano's promotion, sorry, in California. It's a Joshi promotion, and Saree signed there. And so you had all these fucking Mark people tweeting shit out. Oh yeah, congrats to them. That's a great get and all. And people are going, oh, like, I saw tweets of people being like, of people screen grabbing WWE fans hitting up Saree and going, excited for you to get here, da 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 da. And then these people were getting mad, like the Joshi Marks, oh yeah, right, like a WWE fan's ever seen one Saree match and everything. Like, they're mad that she's getting new fans. Like, you're not actually a fan of her. Mine, it's mine. That's what they all think, bro. And that's why it's just that people in the number doesn't grow, because that's those people. You got them all, you know?
What do you say? Good for me, bad for thee.
Yeah, it's good for me, not for thee.
Yeah. Fucking works.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, so, my favorite Joshi wrestler just got a big payday. Fuck her.
And the thing is that she's not even people's favorite. People don't care about her until it comes, oh, WWE wants her, we better. And then they're like, congrats, this is a big get, and like, oh, good for them. And there was people tweeting out they beat out Triple H in the WWE for Saree, like it's some bidding war. Like, no, they didn't. You guys are too crazy, and they're just so mad that Kairi Sane and Giulia are back, and that fucking Asuka was shooting on Stardom, which we talked about before. But yeah, your thoughts on all that, man? Your thoughts on Giulia, I guess.
I mean, I basically covered it there. Fucking, fucking good for me, bad for thee. You know what I'm saying? But dude, so like, just okay. What I was saying there, kind of fucking, it's like Metallica with the Black album. Everyone like, oh, they're fucking posed now, and it's like, oh, you're mad that fucking your band won some awards, and like, just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude, it's like the Kiss hate.
It's their bubble.
I've never fucked with the Kiss hate, bro. I've always been down with Kiss.
I said Metallica, but yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just comparing it to Kiss. Like they got they switched to this and they're just sellouts who did this and this. It's like, yeah, but dude,
Oh, I fucking love
they
Kiss.
got 30 billion hit records. It's the same with Metallica. How many fucking hit songs do they have that are on every commercial?
Right.
And when you hear it, you know all the words. Like, come on. So, anyways, though, on the topic of Japan, on the topic of Japan, Danielson and Okada was announced for this year's Wrestle Kingdom. And that's awesome, but their first one didn't go over that well. It'll go over better in Japan. Obviously, Danielson in New Japan is something I've wanted to see for a while, but even WWE actually were going to let him go to New Japan as part of him staying with WWE. Nick Khan was willing to allow that, and he even like lives in where does he live? Seattle, yeah, which is, I believe he's from Washington, but Seattle has the direct flight over to. Yeah, dude, Seattle has the direct flight to Japan there, or whatever it is, right? Like it's the easiest place to get to from the guys who go back and forth to Japan. So I just wrote, hopefully he's healthy by then, though. Like his orbital's broken, his arm's broken. Has he got to wrestle fucking Okada, New Japan style? This guy's gonna kill himself. But I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. So
yeah, obviously, yeah, we should probably review Wrestle Kingdom. Probably,
yeah, we will. Yeah, we are going to. What are your thoughts on Danielson though, heading over to face Okada Part 2?
It's lackluster. There's somewhat of a build, but like I don't know, man. It's like you kind of said there. It's more of like the Joshi shit again, where people don't want people to leave their fucking bubble and shit, And it's like, you don't even know anything about Okada, and it's all like, bro, don't fucking talk to me about fucking New Japan, dog. I live Nakamura and AJ Styles. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
So, while on the topic of like, Nick Khan and people doing business overseas, TKO has just recently said that Vince is high risk. That's how they referred to him. And he won't be on their board or a part of the creative in WWE. But he is behind the scenes, and he helped UFC land a huge Saudi deal. And he's selling a bunch of his shares, which means I think he's bowing out. This is his true bow out. And a lot of people are clowning him like, oh, he's done. And it's just like, I don't know, bro. He worked himself into a best case scenario, win or lose for him no matter what. Like if he had have worked into getting control of his company back, that's a W. Or if he just sold his shares and helps them make billions of dollar deals and gets a cut of that money and leaves that for his family, that's a good thing too. So for him, so I don't know, that's not really an L, but I don't know, man. TKO is just saying, look, Vince is high risk. We're going to keep him behind the scenes. And Triple H, you got the reins. HBK, you got the reins. And just your thoughts on all that.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, let a fucking senior citizen enjoy.
He's 80. Yeah. What did you guys think? He was going to take over and run it for another 50 years? Like, he's fucking 80. Like, who cares who cares whether he stayed around for a bit or not? And if he's there to help facilitate the Rock deals and the Brock deals and all that shit, good. Let him do those. And he locked down a Sultan deal with fucking for the UFC. Yeah, I know. Get me Dana White over here. Yeah, I got something to tell him. I got something to tell you, motherfuckers. I'm selling $8 million worth of my shares, and I'm just going to put that on top of my billions I've already grown. Yeah,
we're going to Frankenstein Pat Patterson. Get Pat Patterson in here as a Frankenstein. Yeah.
Vince, I'm gonna book forever. I downloaded my consciousness. Me and Bill Gates, we downloaded our consciousnesses onto hard drives. I have an avatar waiting for me right now.
Fucking dude.
I'm gonna live forever. Just wait and see my next body. It's even better, and it doesn't age, and it doesn't grow a beard, and it doesn't sneeze.
Yeah. This one's got 2 mustaches.
Yeah. And if you sneeze, you're fine. So
yeah, my God damn it, my Android doesn't sneeze, and neither does my
it doesn't need to eat. It doesn't need to eat. It doesn't need to sleep, and it doesn't need to work out. Yeah, no more of those fucking disgusting turkey sandwiches. Yeah, but I still do work out. But I still do though. Keeps you young, pal. Yeah, dude. So speaking of being done, John Cena, we talked about it earlier. He's donezo seemingly.
That went off the rails.
Yeah, we talked about the new damage control. Speaking about deals, so how do we start this? So this is like a 2-parter. It has to do with NXT. It's got to do with the CW, and it's got to do with NWA. So earlier in the show, I brought up the Sinister Minister. Maybe that was last. I can't remember. But the NWA Sinister Minister, they had some show, and the dude's sniffing coke in the crowd on a table, dude. Did you see that? The dude, they're sniffing coke on NWA. He's like sniffing coke with a guy in a lucha mask. The Sinister Minister, brother.
So I read the headlines on it. You know,
okay. So what happened was NWA had that pay-per-view they just did, right? Not a lot, and it was like around Halloween,
featuring Violent J.
And during the pay-per-view, bro, there was a spot where the Sinister Minister, the guy who used to manage Abyss, is fucking
I remember,
is in the crowd with like strippers and a luchador and some other guy, and they're sitting at a table and they're doing rails of cocaine. And he's taking bumps and doing gummers, and they're doing rails of cocaine, Sean Ross Sapp style.
You guys want to say is SRS there?
Yeah.
Fucking
okay. We'll talk about SRS, but in a minute. But yeah, dude.
Yeah,
so that was what happened, and so that's crazy because it's like, what the fuck happened to NWA? Like right when Corgan went at Meltzer and was finally took the belt off Tyrus and was finally starting to win people back over, what happens, bro? He just fucking fumbles it by having Sinister Minister sniffing coke on their pay-per-view. So they had a CW, or give me your thoughts on that first and foremost, and then we're gonna transition here.
I stick to my fucking guns, man. NWA fell off after season 2. Fucking, so like it was like as COVID hit and whatnot, it was like NWA partnered with fucking Lizard Lips Dave Lagana and shit, and like they were plugging NWA shit, but there was barely any NWA on the show. And then Billy Corgan fucking separated from fucking Lizard Lips, and it's like, oh, I wonder why. And dude, so just all you need is season 1 and season 2 of NWA. Right. Everything after that, you know what I'm saying? And like, dog, that season 2 was fucking like 2 years before what you're saying, Ty. So it's like I feel like it fell off long ago, dog.
It did. But this is just like, wow, you know, way to Tony Khan yourself, yeah. So
Tony Khan.
So apparently,
I got a notification that Billy Corgan's doing meet and greets at NWA now. It's like, dude, okay, Tony.
So apparently NWA had a deal with the CW. CW is interested in bringing pro wrestling in. They had one that was sort of on the table. That spot took the deal off the table. Cue NXT, who moves in, and they get a largely profitable $50 million a year to be on the CW. So shout out NXT and HBK.
Yeah.
Shout out NWA, I guess, but
dummy, yeah.
You got an HBK voice?
Fucking dummies, yeah. I don't know what happened there. Like, they just fumbled the bag clearly. Now the reports are like, apparently there wasn't a CW, but that just sounds like damage control to me. And yeah, dude.
Like Bayley?
NXT moves in, and people are shitting on it and going, oh, Ryan Satin and them, oh, it's a lower viewed television station, etc. That doesn't matter. They're exactly. If NXT can carry their average 600 to 800,000 average, or 600 to 700,000 that they were doing to the CW every week, that increases their viewership by like 400%. I read, like Brandon Thurston or one of those guys did the math, like Raj Giri, one of those fucking guys did the math on it, and it will increase CW's viewership by like 400%, and NXT brings in an extra 50 million a year. So fucking big boy moves. And right now Tony Khan's television deal fell through. And do you want to know what else? Apparently CW offered ROH a television deal 2 years ago now, because we're almost in 2024, and he fucking turned it down. He turned it down, bro.
What a dumbass.
And it's he's just destroyed ROH. And then I got all these people freaking out on me. So when I said this, I trigger all these fucking Joshi bots on X, and they're just saying the same thing. ROH was literally out of business. And I just brought up the point. So was ECW when Vince brought it back. didn't mean he didn't take a steaming shit in its mouth. So then I tweeted out and it triggered more people. Fucking Vince saved, Tony Khan saved ROH the same way Vince saved ECW. That's what and it just triggered, but it's the fucking truth, bro. Like, just because Tony Khan brought it back, like, okay, so it's a shell of it, so let's break it down. And I had people just shut down and not answer me. And because it's so stupid. No, just break it down. Just break it down. ROH is a shell of its, and this is what people did. You want to know what they tried to do? Blame Cornette. People came in our replies going, actually, Cornette did more to hurt ROH. He wouldn't push Steen. He pushed
No.
And it's just like, bro, listen, first off, that's subjective taste. Second off, Steen get pushed, and they did get Cornette out of there. And thirdly, the fucking Wolves were super over back then. But not only that, it's just like you can't, the company didn't die, and people went check up Sinclair Broadcasting. Okay, but we all praise Heyman as a genius, and under him, ECW died. And then Vince brought it back and took a shit. It's an exact one-to-one comparison. But nope. Good for me, not for thee. Nope, it's not with AEW, but it is with WWE. Fucking just clown shit. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Here's the facts. Corny is who got them the TV deal with Sinclair. So like
in the first place. In the first fucking place. Yeah.
Right. Corny was like the only reason Ring of Honor stayed the fuck alive. Okay.
At that time. And then they get rid of Corny. They bring in the new people. And then Steen gets his push. Cool. And then what happened? There was a huge ROH indie boom. So actually, there was like, what do you mean? It was the furthest from dead at that point. Yeah, we're tickets down and viewership down and shit. Yeah, sure. That was like 2 years of shit. And then the company went out of business because of a fucking pandemic. And honestly, ROH was slapping during the pandemic era.
Yeah, it was great, dude. Gresham was on top like that whole time, bro.
Bro, yes. So that's bullshit. Don't come if you guys want to talk about matches and work rate. ROH was doing some of the best shit in wrestling at that time, so don't talk to me about that. And then what happened? Now it's mostly AEW talent. ROH talent get called up to lose, to do jobs. You have AEW guys walking around with their belts. They're not on TV. The least amount of people are watching Honor Club than ever before. And there you go, dude. You know what I mean? Like, what else can you say about it? Like, Tony royally fucked up ROH and not signing with the CW. Like, it's just egotism, I feel like, over there. We're never getting AEW jobs. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man.
No, I'm fine, dude. Jericho's going to get me in there, bro. I'm fine. I'll put in a good word for you, though.
Yeah, exactly. So moving along, speaking of AEW and shit, Dynamite happened, Samoa Joe with the Kevin Lee shit. And then people are just defending that through the roof. And it's like, bro, like, this is more evidence of them burying ROH. Like, why wouldn't Samoa Joe? Yeah, what did I say? Kevin Lee. Sorry, my bad. He's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, well, you didn't say Metalik, so
yeah. So Samoa Joe, though, dude, like, okay, whatever. He chokes out fucking Keith Lee, and then he vacates the TV title, and people are going, no, it's not Barry. Like, it's shitty, but it's not if he lost to Keith Lee, it's like, well, what difference would it make with them the way they book there anyways? Just put it on Keith Lee or don't. But dude, the storyline is this. This is what it should be. Let me X-Files my fucking self before I forget. Because hairline, the truth is out there. Yes. So Samoa Joe got choked out, like the babyface cheated to beat the heel by choking him with the loose tag rope, and then he beats him.
Yeah, no shit.
Right? And only the AEW title was on the line. So what does Samoa Joe do? He baits MJF into a rematch by going, okay, title for title, because you were stripped of your ROH tag team title because your partner's fucking injured. You were stripped of that, but you were just so proud to become a ROH champ and all this shit. So our rematch, I'll get you title versus title. I'll put my TV title on the line. And it is burying it because that's what they should have did. But it is burying it the way they did it because Samoa Joe, they just put over for the last how many months that he's the king of television. I'm the king of TV. They're cutting all these vignettes. A week later, I vacate this belt. And after being the longest reigning TV champion, because my focus is solely on the world title, but meanwhile, the world champion's focus isn't even solely on the world title. He's an ROH tag champ. Like, they fucked it up, man. Make Max vacate. And then you get more sympathy for the baby face, right? And then Joe's your big bad heel. You have him come in title for title, and then fucking MJF wins that title because he's on TV all the time, and he's in every TV angle you have. And as much as I hate ROH titles being on AEW, let's make something of this. But nah, huh? Nah. That's what Tony's saying to me, you know? So I don't know. People defending this, it's just such bullshit. And I just kind of wanted your thoughts on that. Like what it wasn't like, I almost shut the show off when that happened. It was so fucking bad. Like what are they doing? You know?
I don't know, man. I just like, most of all, poor fucking Walter, huh?
Yeah. God.
No, but that kind of nutshells it though, man. Like Keith Lee, who the fuck are you fucking to run your mouth, dog? Look at you fucking getting jabbed out and like, man. Fucking dog, he needs to fucking leave AEW and just be a voice actor for fucking X-Men fucking series.
Yeah, like, yeah, dude, he should be.
I don't know, man.
Shout out to Marvels. So while on the topic of AEW, man, there's a couple more things I want to talk about. So basically, who's in the devil mask is what everyone's talking about. The girl who I always defend on this show, saying like, I always say, you know, the elite fans went after her and bullied her off social media. She's back on social media, but she got mad at me on social media, of all people. What happened? Got mad at me. Well, she tweeted out the girl that I'm always defending. That remember she got bullied off social media by elite fans, right? And so she got mad at me on socials. Because she wrote down a bunch of like really compelling puzzle pieces to say it's CM Punk in the devil mask. And this is the theory going around. And even Conrad Thompson is like, it would be the most genius story in all of pro wrestling. And it's like, no, dude, no, it's not. If Punk was in the devil mask, that it wouldn't be the most genius thing because they just stumble fuck themselves into that storyline, if that's the case, right? The best storylines, whatever they had planned for that. And to me, from my little pokings around and diggings around, it's just Tony Khan's doing what he did with the Dark Order. So the Dark Order, we didn't know who the leader was, and it was either going to be Matt Hardy or it was going to be Brody Lee if they could get him. But if they couldn't get him, they knew Matt Hardy was in that bitch, like 100%. They knew he was coming all elite. He's friends with the Bucks and shit. And so it was going to be him if it wasn't Brody Lee. So it's the same thing, right? Like they have all these people who were not signed, like Dolph Ziggler. People are saying it could be Mustafa Ali is who we think it is. It's either going to be Ali or Hairline said Jack Perry is the guy. And I'm leaning towards that too, because on the show they threw, you know, the Acclaim through the real, and Excalibur's like, they threw him through real glass. And it's and so they're alluding to it in the real glass. And so this lady, like all good, she had this great theory about just all of these little puzzle pieces. Some of them were really bad reaches, though, like Brody Lee having death on his cast. And it's like, well, what the fuck does that have to do with Punk? And so, and then like the broken glass, she's like, oh, the real glass. And I'm like, yeah, but that makes it more like Perry. Perry was the heel and he's the one doing the broken glass spot. So like, you know, and like you could look at, but I just love to throw shade. Yeah, and like I put over her puzzle pieces, and I was like, that actually makes me think it could be Punk. I was like, but look, he's just tight with Ari Emanuel and Dana White, and I want to bring in again the MMA side of it, folks. So the rumors are in the MMA world, and this is why you WWE motherfuckers, or just all of you guys, you E-drones, you AEW fans, you can't keep up with me and this show, because I'm also as big of a mark for MMA as I am for pro wrestling. Maybe a little less because I don't have an MMA podcast yet. But that being
put
said,
yourself over, Doug.
Yeah,
I tried to get you to do it, Doug.
I know, but they can't keep up, and I'll tell you why. Because the rumors are in the MMA world is that Punk's getting ready to fight at UFC 300. So my whole thing is that, and that's never going to happen. He's not going to fight at UFC 300, but he's talking to Endeavor TKO type people. And if he's not ever fighting in MMA, trust me, he's never fighting in MMA again. And if he's never doing that, but the rumors of the MMA sphere, even their reporters, Punk is talking to people. UFC 300's coming up, right? I'm telling you guys, man, who's he talking to? He's talking to these motherfuckers about coming back to WWE. It's that simple. So, I just put that out there, and she's like, "That's a reach." And I was just like, dude, I'm just pointing out that he's friends with Ari Emanuel and Dana White, and he works for CFFC, which is owned by which is owned by UFC and is on UFC Fight Pass, which is owned by Endeavor, which is TKO. I'm just giving you the facts here. I'm not reaching at anything. And she just got really offended by that. So shout you out. I love you, girl. I defended you a million times, but it's okay if you didn't like what I said. I didn't be a dick. I was like, damn, I didn't mean to offend you. Like, so, but yeah. Just letting everyone know, Punk is coming back to WWE. He's not going to fight at UFC 300. He's going to be at WrestleMania 40. Sorry, go ahead, Hairline.
Like work, shoot, work. Sometimes we are a smidge biased, but it's more or less to pop each other or to fucking make a joke or piss the other one off. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we are very stat driven and fucking, it's like you were saying, when we get to our fucking, our top 3 people of the year and shit, you know what I'm saying?
There's nominees.
Right. There's people in my nominees that people aren't going to expect, you know what I'm saying? People that I don't like, but I'm not going to look at fucking wrestling fucking through a fucking telescope and shit, you know what I'm saying? I have to I want to be a credible fucking, podcaster.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And that's why everyone's like, these guys have a awards. Trust me, we're gonna explain it all. It's not some Mark fucking awards here. I
don't understand how you posting stats, you being like you reaching. You know what I'm saying?
I literally just said like, yo, they're friends, and like you have to factor that in, dude. Like they like they're on an initiative to stick it to Tony Khan right now. You have to factor that fucking in.
2 + 2 = 4. Oh, you're reaching with that stat, and it's like what?
So, sticking on the topic of AEW, so Rampage went live, and then Collision was taped this week. They've given up on Collision clearly, and so there was Rampage only had 3 matches this week, and we're gonna give everyone more time. No, it's okay. I gave you more time, haha. Because Gran Metalik, former WWE superstar Gran Metalik, refused to put over Komander. And instead of saying, "Oh, you refuse to put over Komander? Oh, you don't want to do a job? Then you don't have a job. Make your choice, sir." Instead of doing that, Tony goes, "Oh, okay, well, we'll just give Komander and El Hijo del Vikingo against FTR and put them in a big spot, and we'll just give them more time, haha. No, it's okay. You went hard on time. I gave you more time. It's great." So, dude, the lack of leadership, this is spinelessness, and it's just, this shows you guys, Now, I'm not saying, smacking people out is the way to go, but when there's, dude, in no universe should Gran Metalik be allowed to refuse to job to fucking anybody. I don't care who it is, the legless guy, if Tony, you fucking, bro. So I don't know, man. Your thoughts on this, bro? Your thoughts on this? No one's punished, no one's suspended, no one's fucking, sorry.
I don't know. I guess it's okay if you don't want to do what I'm paying you to do. I'll just cut the match.
Yeah, we'll just cut it, and then I'll still pay you if you want to go home. That's fine. And yeah, we'll just punish FTR and put them in this match that they don't want to do, and have babyface about it. Have Charlotte Flair face about it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna nutshell it, man. Fucking CM Punk's the toxic one, right? It's not the locker room. CM Punk's not there anymore.
Yeah,
we're still seeing the same shit.
And we're still seeing the same fucking bullshit. And did we talk about...
No, it's Cornette's fault.
Did we talk about it on or off pod? Allie, the bunny, is no longer with AEW. Yeah. And so she was the bunny. She's no longer the bunny. She dropped her little OnlyFans or Fansly or whatever immediately after. And she...
There you go, you simps.
Is probably, if I had to guess, man, bring her to WWE or NXT. Hairline saying she's too green. I just think that, speaking of green, her and Chelsea Green are shoot friends. They were together in
greener
TNA,
than a pepper tree.
And I think they would do better work. I think they would be a better tag team for the division than like Niven and Green or whatever, just thrown together. But
how dare you?
And then the rumors were Butcher and Blade were removed. from the roster page, but people were looking them up under B and not T because I guess their shoot names are The Butcher and The Blade. So, okay. And but I don't know, they might not be with the company. I think they'd be a cool act in WWE, but just more, I'm tired of spooky shit. And but they have a great look, man, and they're not like awful workers. I know you don't like the Blade, but or Butcher, whichever one. I don't know which one's which.
I just want the Butcher to take his fucking body a little more serious, man.
And then speaking of the AEW website, someone pointed out
his band's good.
Someone pointed out online that the Young Bucks didn't have executive vice presidents. So, like, dude, on the roster page of AEW, I didn't know this. This is how fucking markish Tony is and how just crazy, insane, awful this shit is. Over Kenny Omega's name, it says executive vice president on the roster page of AEW, dude. And then same with
fucking Mark.
And then someone pointed out, oh, the Young Bucks' names don't have executive vice president over it online. And people were putting it over, what a great beat to the storyline. Da 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 da. But then once it kind of blew up online, the Young Bucks saw it, and then boom, it was changed, dude. So they have their little EVP title over their names on the website. It was just a botch on the site.
What a bunch of fucking babies.
Dude, so fucking funny. And
these are the same guys that vanity search their fucking names on fucking X, formerly known as Twitter, though.
Yeah, so speaking of vanity searching your name, Sean Ross Sapp as well. He has a match coming up.
You like that?
Yeah, dude, and he's blowing up again for the wrong reasons. I don't know. There might be some videos maybe here or there. But
we should play it. Play the fucking clip, dog. I don't give a shit, man.
No, I don't care about that. I care about what he's going viral, because that, I guess, is an old video, and I don't need any fucking dude. I'm just trying to get a video pulled down.
I don't give a shit, man.
No, but I know, but it's just our YouTube. Like, what if he just like fake copyright strikes us or something stupid?
All right, yeah, okay, we're
yeah. So it's just like fuck that.
That's my injury and my wrestling belt's in the back. That's my fucking audio pod.
So Sean Ross Sapp, fucking he wrote some shit in his paper. And it just exposes this guy. It exposes Fightful. And it just exposes, like, the bias shit. And it exposes, like, this guy was covering wrestling, built a whole podcast. Like, wrestling, for me, I'm such a mark, can never get so bad where I'll ever stop loving it to some degree. You know? So it's like, just listen to what this guy wrote in his shit, dude. And this is just hilarious. Like, a guy who bases his whole career and living around fucking pro wrestling, and this is what he has to say. So, quoting Sean Ross Sapp here, if you've read my work at all, you know that All Elite Wrestling holds a special place in my heart above all other companies. I've wanted nothing but the best for it since its inception, because of the many wonderful humans that it employs, but also because I feel very strongly that it saved my wrestling fandom from certain death. So this guy has a whole network based on wrestling, and his wrestling fandom was coming to a certain death. Are you guys sure about that? You know the John Cena meme? Are you sure about that? I need that on the soundboard, because that's just fucking like. And then he goes, I know I am one of the countless many that statement applies to. Like, holy fuck, man. And then he goes, I've given certain liberties to AEW as a fan that I haven't given to other companies over the last few years. There you go, dude. Complete, you guys call us a shill. No, dude, this guy's doing indie spots and getting fucking booked, doing matches against Shazza McKenzie or whatever because of his fucking shit. You know? And this is what, we're trying to tell you guys, that's the toxic shit. That's the crazy shit.
He's a fucking dork.
That's crazy. Your thoughts on that, Hairline?
He's a fucking dork, and that's coming from my fucking Lord of the Rings Dungeons and Dragons playing ass. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude. Jesus. It's such a fail, man. And then speaking of, like, the unhinged weirdos, man, so look at this thing, and we were talking about CM Punk, I think, earlier, and with the Endeavor deal and all that. And I skipped over this a little bit, but this is a post coming out by wrestling fans. This is on the wrestling fans page.
He just looked at this
by an anonymous member. And it's just like, listen to how unhinged and gross and kooky these fucking and desperate these fans are. Someone needs to address this before one of these people pulls, not to be insensitive, but like, bro, in America, you guys got a lot of fucking gun incidences going on.
You're right.
And
It's
wait till
gross.
one of these fucking weirdos pulls some shit at one of these, man. Tony Khan, say some shit. Say we don't condone this shit. For fuck's sakes, man. Holy fuck. Listen to this, guys. AEW fans, here is the plan. If CM Punk shows up at Survivor Series, me and my 5 friends will jump over the barricade. As soon as you see us jump over, you join us and we will interfere in Punk's match. And us as AEW fans will refuse to leave the ring until CM Punk leaves the arena. If at least 20 of us can boycott the show, then nobody will touch us. Boys, I promise you, if 20 of you jump in and go after Phil, you go after Phil Brooks, Phil Marks, and I will round up 20 boys in 2 minutes. I promise you. And we will meet you there, dog, dead on. And you ain't touching that motherfucker, okay? And like, real shit. You know what I mean? What do you think, you're going to boycott and 100 people aren't going to jump the rail and fight you idiots? Holy, you think there isn't 20 boys in the back that aren't going to hit the ring? And this guy's literally saying if at least 20 of us can boycott the show, nobody will touch us. You don't think 20 boys will hit the ring and beat your fucking lily asses, man? Holy shit.
Just the entitlement here.
And then he
like,
goes,
fucking...
speaking of entitlement.
First off, CM Punk will fucking whoop their ass.
Yeah, what do you mean? CM Punk will fucking head kick you, buddy. Shut up. So then, and then
okay. So like let's just like fantasy here quick. Fucking let's say it's fucking Nakamura. You know what I'm saying? Is we're right. I bet you Nakamura.
Yes, please jump the rail, Marks. I would do anything to see Nakamura and Punk slap the piss out of fucking 5 Marks, 5 fucking chubby neckbeards, dude. Oh my God, hairline, you popped me so hard, dude. I pray it's Nakamura, dude, and I pray they jump the rail. Oh my God, I would do anything to see Nakamura stomp these fucking idiots. So then they finish up here, man, and it's kind of disturbing, but they're like, be sure to buy your tickets to Survivor Series. No CM Punk will step in a WWE ring. We will show WWE. Bro,
good luck.
You got, I fucking, like I said, dude, I hope they just book it fucking Braun Strowman versus Punk versus Nakamura versus fucking... And we'll just see who shows up. And fuck those guys, man, just being crazy. And then
I want to see the profile. Or it was posted anonymously. Oh, huh?
Yeah, exactly, dude. You know, so people will go, "Oh, it's trolling," but it's like, no, man, you guys are these people are fucking crazy. But and then speaking of crazy, dude, we watched the death of, if you guys are on our patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes, and we uploaded hours of new shit, bros. Okay, bros and broettes, man. We got some girls in the Discord. They're like, can we post guy thirst traps? I'm like, go ahead. I'm like, I didn't even think of that. I thought it'd be all stinky dudes in here. But so shout you ladies out too. But yeah, man, fucking the death of Patreon. And you can watch our full watch along. Like, we're doing these watch alongs. We have Botchamania watch alongs, etc. But this death of, man, it was really good. Really got over with me. And I just wanted to cover, basically, I did not even cover. I just want to say, dude, Tremont and Cruel is fucking awesome. This whole tag team they're doing now, Tremont was killed. Now he's resurrected and he's teaming with this Cruel guy. You know, a lot of our listeners probably don't know much about deathmatch, but we said at the top of the show we're gonna have the Rev on.
No idea what you're saying. Yeah.
And just guys, check it out. Like, Hairline was right. He told me, he's like, yo, this Cruel guy is like the Kane of the deathmatch world. And when I watched this, I was like, dude, this is like WWE deathmatch. They're like taking what the little houses they have and they're accentuating it and blowing it up into something cool, man. And it's really good to see. So I just wanted to shout that out. And guys, go check out like what Cruel and Tremont are doing. Like, they really killed the dude in a Buried Alive and he's resurrected Matt Hardy style, wearing a mask like this Cruel guy. And I just want to say, we'll get into it later. Yeah, shout out Cruel though, man. That guy's over like fucking Rover with me. And that's the last little headline I had for us there. Hairline, anything else you would like to share before we move on to the moment everyone's been waiting for?
Well, yeah, man, I'm really excited that we're moving deeper into the fucking deathmatch direction. I'm excited to have the Rev on next week, you know. And like you were saying, we're gonna try to have some guests coming up here, and you know, it's cool that my deathmatch plugs can fucking come through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, exactly. And it's exciting times for PWT guys. And speaking of exciting times for PWT folks, the PWT Awards. So we talked about it at the top of the show, and now we're going to talk about it a little more now, break it down, what it entails, how you all are going to participate. And we encourage you guys to sign up for the Discord and the Patreon, which you guys will find out why. Hairline. We decided that we want to, you know, everyone gives out awards, and I don't know, the New Year's coming up, and we're like, man, why don't we just shoot on? We've been doing the show like 7 months. Why don't we just, you know, let's give our own awards. Now, these awards are based on, so we start with 3 categories this year. 3 sets of categories. I don't know how to explain this properly, but I'm going to do my best here. So these are our categories. Best WWE wrestler male, best WWE wrestler female, best WWE tag team. We have best AEW wrestler male, best AEW wrestler female, best AEW tag team. We have the best other wrestler, other meaning anywhere other than WWE or AEW. Now, I know some of you guys might go, oh, well, what about Impact or what about New Japan or whatever? If next year Impact is in the debate of like, oh, they're competing with AEW, and if AEW is just in the toilet water and they're not even, then we're not going to do, you know, like we'll figure out and refine this, and we'll add awards as we go. Like Hairline and I were talking about, we should maybe add like a breakout star and stuff, but maybe we'll do that next year, because this is just a first time thing we're doing. And like, obviously, you know, I want to give Lola Vice her flowers this year and things like that, but it just, anyway, so best other wrestler male, best other wrestler female, best other tag team. And other just means, as I said, I just want to reiterate, New Japan, Impact, Indies, Mud Show, Deathmatch, whatever. Okay. Now, these nominations, this is how this works, okay? Hairline and I we both picked 3 people and ranked them for each category, okay? Or if he didn't rank his, that's fine, right? But I'm certainly you do, right? Got to order them up. And so we gave our top 3 nominees.
I did 3.
Yeah. So we did our top.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Okay. So either way, though, we did our top 3 nominees. Now, nominees are based on, and this is how we want you guys to factor in, because you're going to get involved in this too. And our patrons actually get to nominate. If you are a Patreon, sure, whatever. Ashley V, Rico Rodriguez, Mark Hugh the Mark, and I always forget Russ Paxson, and anybody else who signs up for Patreon. And we're going to do a 7-day free trial coming up soon, and that also counts, okay, towards this. If you sign up for the 7-day free trial, you get your vote, your nomination. You guys get to nominate one person for each category as well, if you're a Patreon. Now, if all of a sudden, we only have 4 or 5 fucking patrons right now, so they can each nominate someone, that's cool. So we'll send out emails to our patrons. We'll send out messages with the nominees or with the categories, and you guys hit us back with those if you want to participate. If you sign up for the 7-day trial, let's say like 1,000 people sign up for it. It's not going to happen, but let's say like 100 of you guys. Okay, we don't want 100 choices for people to pick through. So what will happen is the patrons will get, you get the 7-day trial, and your votes will be tallied the same way we tally everyone else's votes, right? But your guys's will be like special consideration. Like you guys will have, like, we will consider you like a seat at our table as far as how we deliberate, you know, because we want like 5 nominees tops. We don't like fucking 30 nominees, fucking Dave Meltzer style stardom booker getting fucking voted number 1. So our credentials for these wrestlers are basically, it's the total package. It's what we factored in was who sells, who gets people over, who's drawing money, who's the best at wrestling. Now, what is wrestling? Ugh. You guys know how we think about wrestling, more or less, and we encourage people who think differently about wrestling to participate in this as well. But you guys understand what we mean when we say the best, bro. Selling, heel work. Are you a baby face? Do you act like a baby? Who's drawn money? Big moments, big whatever. Now, why is AEW and WWE the category? Well, because that's the discourse. That's the discussion. AEW versus WWE. If that, we're next year, maybe WWE or AEW won't have its own category because it's fucking, maybe it's shit in the toilet. But either way, for now, these are categories. So I'm going to reiterate them again to you guys one last time. And now for the people in the comments, we're going to poll you motherfuckers. We're going to poll you all the way up until leading on January 1st. We're going to announce the winners on the show. So all the way up until maybe like Christmas Eve, we'll fucking take votes. Okay. And we're going to do Twitter polls, Reddit poll, fucking comment, YouTube comment poll. Okay. Instagram poll, whatever we got to do. And we're going to tally those all in as well for nominees as far as like, if we have 50 people saying, well, this guy needs to be okay, we'll consider that. Okay. But ultimately we're going to vet and go through the nominees. Now, Hairline and I each got to nominate 3 people off rip. We don't know each other's nominees. We're about to do this with you guys and tell you guys what our nominees are, and we're going to find out together. If our nominees are the same, okay, then like if me and Hairline name the same 3 people as best AEW male wrestler, okay, then just those 3 are nominated right now. But if Hairline and I come up with 6 different people right now for a category, those 6 are nominated. And you guys will vote on those, just so everyone knows. We hope you're following along. I hope that's not too confusing. It's really not. Just wherever you communicate with us, tell us who the fuck you think is the winner of each category. And just factor in the credentials are like, okay, if you're Dave Meltzer and you give The Rock Hogan 3 stars for work rate and you want to use okay, that's fine. But you have to admit that's one of the most over wrestling matches in the history of all time. If you can agree with me on those 2 things, you have the competence to vote in our standards, right? It's who draws, who sells the pay-per-views, who has the best work, like who's selling the best, who's this and that, okay? So I think you all understand. So I'm just going to reiterate the categories one more time, and then Hairline are going to go back and forth revealing our nominees. So we have the best WWE wrestler male, best WWE wrestler female, best WWE tag team, best AEW wrestler male, best AEW wrestler female, best AEW tag team, best other wrestler, that means everywhere else, best other wrestler female, best other tag team, and this is all for the year 2023. We just do it old school. We go January to January, baby. January to December, right? So we'll start at the top and let's swap we'll do our picks here, man, and we'll get into this. You ready, Hairline? Is everyone ready for the nominees? Yeah, of course we are. Yeah. We got our categories laid out here. We're gonna swap name for name. Hairline, we should probably start with WWE, then AEW, then do other, right? That's probably the way to do it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, so we will start with the nominees for the best WWE wrestler in the male category. We'll exchange 1 for 1. So I'll give one, you give me your number 1, I'll write it down. I give you my next, and then we have it that way, and I'll have it nice in the Google Drive here, Hairline. So my first nominee, my number 1 overall best WWE wrestler of 2023 in the male superstar category is Roman Reigns.
Boom.
Hairline, you agree as well?
Yeah, I also picked Roman Reigns as my number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that works perfectly. So let's give a little reasoning why. We don't have to go in depth, but basically he's the fucking GOAT. When he's on TV, the ratings go up. When he's in the building, the tickets sell out. His merch is up there, even though he's a heel. People love the Bloodline, even though, here's the other thing too. It's not like an MJF thing where it's like, oh, the people who love the Bloodline are cheering for the heel shit. No, dude, you hear the boos in the building. Like, what it is that you can't help but respect it. Put your ones up. We're witnessing the fucking Hulk Hogan of our era. You know, we're witnessing the fucking San Martino of our era. Like, it's LeBron James. You got to give it up. So he's the guy. So the second nominee, on behalf of your boy Phil, my pick is Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion.
All right. Well, my number 2 pick would be LA Knight.
Yeah.
You probably hit one.
Yeah, I should, man. I should hit one for the fucking nation. Sorry.
Dummy. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, dude. So, basically, I guess I should have justified Gunther first, or no, whatever. Let's keep doing it. Gunther, he's the longest reigning IC champ. And it's just the quality of his work in the ring. Now, is he moving the most merch? Is he whatever? No, but he's constantly in hot angles. Even the shit like Chad Gable, where people are like, "Oh, that's not." Boo, dude, they knock it out of the park. He's the go home show god. That's his new nickname, dude. Gunther, the go home show god, Triple G. Because every go-home show, he has a huge heavyweight intercontinental title match. And fucking, dude, he puts on great matches with anyone you put him in there with. He's got all these accolades. I think we'll see him versus Seth title for title, akin to Hogan versus Warrior at Mania. I vote Gunther. Why are you picking LA Knight? And it was hard for me not to put LA Knight on that slot, Daddy. Why were you picking LA Knight here at number 2?
Well, just because, like, man, if anyone's had, like, the glow up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the year of years, man, and just fucking Doug. Okay, we could base it off just fucking fuck yeah. We're both drinking soda water. I know this is the audio.
Yes, sir. I got him on the soda waters. It's great. I told you. I know.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
you gotta get the Coke Zeros and the Diet Dr. Pepper, and you gotta get.
No, but they go good with Adderall, really. Anyway, the reason LA Knight is in my number 2 position, man, is just like I said, dude, he had the year of all years, and like who other than Brock Lesnar has Roman really like made look that fucking good, man? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Merch sales, all that. My argument is I almost put sales. So we'll move on to the next pick and I'll elaborate. And I really wanted to put LA Knight on my list, but he didn't make my top 3. And I wanted to put Dominic Mysterio on here because again, glow up, the heat, and just his accomplishments. Sure. And if you really break it down, like, and think about this is crazy. Dominic Mysterio's more accomplished technically than LA Knight is in WWE as far as like, titles and all of that shit on paper. But neither of those guys made my top 3. My third and final pick for best WWE wrestler of the year 2023 is Cody Rhodes. I nominate. He's just been in big money matches. Merch mover. He's like a world title guy without being in the world title. Again, ratings. Right. He's always in the, you know, I don't really even need to justify it. He's the number 1 babyface, I would say, in all of wrestling, maybe next to LA Knight, but that's where I go, I had to pick Cody over LA Knight. So I'm glad you nominated LA because he made it. But Hairline, who's your last pick?
Yeah, so number 3 position is Gunther. It was originally Seth. But I was just all like, honestly, man, fucking Gunther's just had a better year than Seth, you know?
Dude.
Seth just fucking... I wanted Seth, you know, but...
Me too. It was
Gunther
hard.
had a little more, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
This was rough. This is really hard.
So we have 4 nominees, guys, and we want you guys to let us know, you know, obviously we told you, and we want to see tons of comments. Who do you nominate? So we picked Roman Reigns, Gunther, LA Knight, and Cody Rhodes. Yeah. So now best WWE female wrestler. I'll give you my top pick here. Actually, Hairline, why don't we start with you? Give us your number 1. Your number 1.
I think you know who it's going to be. It's Rhea Ripley. Yeah, Rhea Ripley.
Me as well. It's Rhea Ripley. I mean, what can you say, right? Like, what else? How do you justify it? She's the first ever women's world champion. She's the number 1 woman wrestler in the business, period, you know?
Right. No, yeah, for sure, man. Fucking mommy's always on top. Plain and simple.
And she's on top of these nominations here for the PWT Awards. Moving along, so Hairline, who is your second pick for Best Female Wrestler, WWE?
Yeah, so Becky Lynch.
You know, same thing right here. Yeah, so again, it's just in terms of, you know, she's super over. She goes to NXT, works with the girls who are on the come up. She works with all the vets. She's in a hot angle with Trish. She's in a hot angle with the NXT title. She gets Valkyria over. She goes to fucking NXT. She draws a higher rating than when her husband Seth went to NXT. So, I mean, you got to give it to Bex, man. She's the most over next to Rhea, I would say, just in terms of like women's wrestling, you know?
Fucking her feud with Tiffy, dog.
Exactly. And speaking of which, I'll give you my third pick first because you said her name, Tiffany Stratton. I actually put on this list. I really debated it heavily. I know, in all of WWE. And I debated it heavily, but I sat there and I just went, look, who got more? I was on X
she deserves it.
Yeah, well, I was on, and like not many NXT people, like I was struggling with NXT people, but I'm like, listen, out of all the women, like, was Asuka's title reigns this year? Did Bianca do? No, it was the end of Bianca's reign, kind of her little Super Cena run. Like, what was EO? Now EO you could pick. But, you know, I just feel like it just now her story's starting to get over with me. Now, I know people are going to go, what, the pay-per-view? People freaked out. And probably you'll say that too, Hairline, if that's who you picked. But to me, I got to go Tiffany Stratton. She elevated herself so much. She worked that program with Becky. I thought then was the time to call her up. And I just think she had a stellar fucking breakout year. Now, again, it's more than a breakout year because she worked with top talent and she pretty much carries the women's division in NXT. We got to be honest here. She's the best worker, the best seller, best character, most believable, honestly, and prettiest moonsault.
Dime.
Yeah, had a great title run, great program with Becky. I picked Tiffany. So your last pick there.
Bianca Belair.
Okay, good. And you know what? I'm glad she did make it because I struggled with her, but I'm surprised you picked her, you know?
Yeah, well, I know. I didn't want to fucking be Dave Meltzer and just fucking do my opinion. I wanted to base it off fucking actual, like, who did what, who had what feuds, who fucking sold what merch, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog,
who did the house?
Right, yeah. Who did the houses? Right.
And Tiffany did like every house. That's why I had to put her on there. But you're right, Bianca, though, you are right, dude. She's big time. Like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think happens when Jade comes in? Do you think there's a lot of people on X, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but there's a lot of people on X going like, yo, you know, Jade might take some of the shine off Bianca. And I'm like, damn, dude, I don't know why people are, because they're both black chicks. I don't get it. Like, that doesn't need to happen. You know, they can both thrive and survive in the same, you know, you put them on different shows, you know, or whatever, if that's what you're worried about. But
not to make any of this about race, but like, just let's do a quick example here. Does Asuka take anything away from Io Sky?
No. And now Kairi's back. Does that take anything away? No, it's even more over than it was. Yeah. So exactly. It's just weird discourse. People get weird on fucking X.
Yeah, people are fucking assholes.
So our nominees for Best Female Wrestler, bro, we got Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Tiff Stratton, and Bianca Belair. So we have 4 on both sides. Hairline, we've agreed on 2. And then had our own unique ones in each category thus far. So moving along, Best WWE Tag Team. This one, I had to deliberate with Hairline off pod a little bit and like do some Googles because this was really like, okay, we have to break this down. 2023, we're going Jan to end of December. My or I guess maybe start in November because we're nominating now. So my nominee, number 1, is the Usos. It has, even though they're broken up now. They're the longest reigning champs. They were part of the hottest storyline. They held the titles during 2023 as long as Owens and Sami did in 2023, but the Usos, it rolled over from the year previously and they were unstoppable. Now, yeah, I mean, it's hard to isolate the Bloodline story as just, this year, because it's been going for years, but I got to go with the Usos, man. They're probably the GOAT tag team of fucking ever, of all time in the annals of history. That's probably how they're remembered. So. Yeah. So Hairline, your number 1 pick for Tag Team of the Year, WWE.
Well, this might come as a surprise, but Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian.
Wow. Okay. The Judgment Day. So Priest and Balor specifically, or just any iteration of Judgment?
Well, yeah, no. Well, they had the titles twice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like just based off that, plus like just the fucking the overall heel work, the merch sales, all of it, man.
Yeah. Okay, that's a great pick.
Finn's been doing great, man, and fucking I don't know, man. Like Priest is just fucking next up, bro. You know?
He is. He really is.
Finn is a great hand.
Speaking of next up, my next team I picked, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's my second because they're the ones who dethroned the Usos, and they ran with the titles for about as long as the Usos did comparatively this year. And you know, when the Judgment Day took them off, the belts off them, it was a big deal, and especially because people thought Owens and Zayn would reign for quite a while with them. Now, they didn't quite do what everyone thought they'd do with the belts. I know that, but just if you look at the accolade of they stopped the Usos and then they came out and got the biggest pops on every Raw, and because of it now, Owens is like one of the top guys on fucking SmackDown, and Zayn's on Raw, and he's like main eventing every Raw, and he's in the biggest angles and shit. So to me, that title win and their little run there means more to the business than most others. Who was your number 2 pick?
Cody Rhodes and Bluso.
Wow, dude. So tell me why, because they only had the belts for like 2 days, dude.
2.5.
Yeah,
just
dude.
like I don't know, man, the impact they had and whatnot. Like, okay, so it's based off also how over you are, right?
Right.
As well. And like they're just like, dude, that Jey Uso entrance, you know, after Cody comes out and the fucking whoa, and then you got fucking down 6 that day one, all that shit, though.
Dude. And then also like also to add to what you're saying, like, dude, think about like the reign was short, but like how viral that moment went at the press conference. But to me, I wanted to choose them, but to me it was just they got fucking beat so quick, and they took the belts from the Judgment Day and then they gave them right back to the Judgment Day. So my whole thing was just like, damn, their reign wasn't enough. Like it got the Judgment Day more over than anything, even though it by proxy, Cody and Uso just went fucking, they got so over because of it. But how about this hairline? Jey Uso nominated twice in the same category in 2 different tag teams. How about that, man?
Yeah, he's winning no matter what, huh?
Crazy. So my final pick actually as well is Judgment Day. So again, we have 4 nominees.
Right.
Yeah, I picked Judgment Day, Priest, and Balor. They won the titles twice. They're the purest team of like any team in the division, I would say. Like because the Usos are broken up, so you just look at it right now. They've been a team. And yeah, I mean, they're just super over and they carry every show. And it's just like every Raw, it's all about them, and SmackDowns too. We've talked about it, and yeah, it's just it makes perfect sense that they get nominated. So our nominees are the Usos, Owens and Sami Zayn, Rhodes and Bluso, and we got.
Are you doing my number 3?
Priest, Balor. Oh, right. Sorry, you're number 3. So Priest, Balor, the Judgment Day, and then who is Hairline's number 3?
Oh, you're gonna be mad.
Let me hear it.
Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin.
Wow.
Yeah, hitting the bullboards. Yeah.
Wow. My word.
You mean to go into it?
Yes, I will justify it.
Doug, man, hasn't Chelsea technically had those belts like almost all year?
Yeah, it should be like Chelsea Green and whomever. but no, we're going with
sure,
Niven,
Chelsea.
But that's awesome that she got a nomination, dude. Okay, yeah. And what else? Like just because she's had them like all the time. That's
just like, you know, we base it off. Are they a good worker? What are they like? Chelsea's always making fucking everyone look credible. You know what I'm saying? And just the way she sells and all that. And she has moments where she gets over too. You know what I'm saying? Like they beat Chase U. You know, they beat how many other countless fucking tag teams.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. And like she has had that strap, and she's had it with multiple partners. So I mean, and then her and Niven, pardon me, seem to be the two that like this is gonna last, you know, for the longest. It's lasted, I guess, the longest than her last partner or two or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I agree. I like that you did that. I really like that you threw that on the board.
Well, because it was either that or like Shayna and fucking Ronda, but it was all like that. That only lasted like fucking the same amount as fucking Cody and Jay, you know?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, man. It ended shittily.
It really did. Okay, so sorry, Usos, Owens and Zayn, Rhodes and Bluso, Priest and Balor, Green and Niven. Those are our tag teams. So our next up is our our AEW nominees. Pardon me.
No. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine, bro. You do your thing. You can call it like it is. I ain't been into AEW too much lately. It's real disappointing, man.
I know we live in this world where I'm more into it than you are right now.
Dude, I was sitting there with my girl and I got fucking, and then like Elton John comes on and it's Saturday, and like I just don't care. And she's like, why aren't you into this? Like usually you're more into this. This was your favorite wrestling show there for a minute. And I was like, I know it really was. But the best AEW wrestler, man, for 2023, I struggled with this a lot. I really struggled with this because a lot of it's like, how do you even quantify who was the best? Like, I mean, there's one glaring name, and I think people are going to be shocked I didn't put it number one, actually. But my first pick for the best AEW wrestler male of 2023, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. As much as he's fallen off with me this year, I've had to put him on. He's been their world champion. He does get ratings for them. They spread him fucking thin as rice paper on that motherfucking show. You know?
Yeah, he's 80 feuds.
Bro, they spread him thin as shit. And it's like, I don't know how much they're paying that boy, but pay him more. And shout out MJF. I found out today that Iron Claw movie, not only does he star in it, he's actually an executive producer on that. And he's 27 years old. Fucking shout out MJF, man. And as much as we rag on like, bro, they're fucking up MJF for us, it's not.
It doesn't discredit the run.
No, you know, exactly. His work's great. Like we've said, he's the best worker. He does the spaceman plancha. He fucking botches it. Don't do that. You don't even need to do it. He knows he doesn't need to do it, but he knows that he needs to get over with these fucking neckbeards while he's there. And he's doing the best job of that. He's gotten kangaroo kick over. Now, again, it's like, oh, someone could wrestle a little girl, and if it's over there, does that make it? No, but it's like, I was wrong about. I was like, dude, I was like, kangaroo kick. The people are gonna start turning on him. I was fucking wrong. They're behind him. He's doing comedy. He's doing serious. The devil mask thing is at least intriguing, and even that has to do with MJF. So I got to put MJF as my number one of the year. Hairline. Who's your pick?
Bryan Danielson is my number one.
Wow, Danielson. Why did you pick Danielson as your number one overall?
Well, it's just like he's fucking opened up like every fucking the collision ever, right? At least the I don't like they are like he's like usually the headliner for the pay-per-views too as well, right?
Right. And this collision that just passed, they had him fucking there with one eye going, hey, I'm gonna be at Solid fucking Snake. I'm gonna be at all in London, and it's like, are you sure about that? That's a ways away. Let's not make any promises. And then they're talking about the Continental Classic, and they're gonna have another tournament, and they're like, and Daniel Bryanson's Daniel Bryanson. Do you hear what the fuck I'm calling him? Daniel Bryan's the first guy in the tournament, and it's like, okay, I hope he's healthy. Guy has got one eye, so. Either way, though, I like you put him up there, and I would say, yes, some of the solid work, but I couldn't quantify that because I'm like, he didn't win a title, and he just 50-50, he beat Swerve, and then he loses to Garcia, and it's just like, I don't know, but that's good. At least he got a nod, because he does deserve it. He's a legend in the sport. My next pick, and I had to research this a little bit, but I'm fully correct on this, and yeah, my next pick is the real world's champion, CM motherfucking Punk, and he was going to be my number one. But I just thought about it. I'm like,
that's so brutal.
I'm like, I know, right? He's not even in the fucking company, but he was in the company like long enough to quantify a nomination, And yeah, dude, he was Like, I mean, I guess I could have voted him for other, but he hasn't wrestled outside of AEW on an indie or anything, so I can't really do that. So, yeah, dude, he gets my AEW nod. He's their top merch seller currently. He's not even with the company. He did their biggest numbers. He smacked out Jack Perry, then walked out there and had probably the best match on all of All In my opinion. And I don't know, man. He's just the guy. Like, what more can you say? It's fucking Punk. They're chanting for him in WWE again. They want him back. He left wrestling for 7 years, was still over. He did all their numbers. What else can you say? It's CM fucking Punk. So, yeah. Who's your next pick?
MJF.
Okay. So we agree on that.
Yep.
Yeah. Why'd you pick him?
Well, just because, like, you know, take away how I personally feel. You know what I'm saying? He's the workhorse. You know, literally the workhorse of AEW right now. He's involved in 80 fucking storylines, and for whatever reason, they have all 80 storylines take place at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just like in-ring work, all of that, you know. Prior to the fucking babyface neckbeard shit, you know what I'm saying? I was a fan of the fucking him and Adam Cole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
after
man.
Adam Cole got injured, it just got all fucking goofy and fucking dumb, you know. But
yeah, but he is the definition of team on my back. Samoa Joe is my next pick for
Samoa
best
Joseph.
AEW wrestler male. I just looked at matches. He had a long reign with the ROH. We should have explained this earlier. I think AEW and ROH, we can kind of lump those together. That's like NXT and WWE, right? Like, you got to just lump those shits together, right? Like, so to me, he had that Ring of Honor title. He ran with it on AEW TV. He dropped it. Now, now him giving it away, at least he's still going after the world title. He just didn't give it away on some, well, it is on some fuck shit, but like not on some like fuckity fuck shit, you know? So he gave the belt up, but he reigned with it. He never lost it. His only loss, I think, is to MJF all year. He puts on great matches again, whether you need him to squash, whether you need him to fight a flyer guy. He doesn't sell these fucking goofs doing goofy shit. He's believable. He's over in every building he goes in. I really struggle not to put Jay White on there, but Jay White's not there a lot, and he hasn't had as good of matches as Joe has, aside from that tag match, but with FTR, and he has had some bangers, don't get me wrong, but Jay is also like, he's leaning on the Bullet Club Gold as well. You know, he's good by himself, but he's got those guys like elevating him too. Just a standalone. To me, Joe is, I mean, he should be their world champion. If it's my company, he's holding my world title like right now, you know? So your thoughts, or your next pick rather.
Swerve Strickland.
Nice.
Yep.
Thank you. Because I really wanted to put Swerve too, but I'm like, they're 50-50 booking his ass, but you made sure he got nominated. So thank you, Hairline. He's so fucking over with me. He's such a good worker. His character works so good. You know, Nana's super over. He's a good rapper. I don't like the thigh slaps and the home invasions. We'll leave those alone. But Hairline, why did you pick Swerve?
Because he fucking, you know, when I'm on the top rope, dog, I just catch this vibe.
And I swerve when I drive, daddy. Oh, yeah. So our best AEW wrestler males, MJF, Danielson, Punk, Joe, and Swerve. So there you go, man. Moving along, best AEW wrestler female. I bet our list is going to look similar with this top choice, Hairline. Give me your top choice.
Man, this was a fucking hard one, Doug. It's probably Statlander, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Out of nowhere.
Okay. Wow, dude. I did not see that coming.
It's not like, you know what I'm saying? I don't fucking like Statlander, but like neckbeard version, you know what I'm saying? Fucking she's what they fucking want. You know what I'm saying? She's had that title for
she dethroned Jade.
Now. Yeah, she dethroned Jade.
She beat Jade twice. The only person ever to beat Jade is Chris Statlander. Currently as well, like Jade in WWE, like, you know, the only person ever beats her Statlander. You know, I should have thought this out because this is a really good pick, and I'm glad you picked Stat because I didn't think of this, but yeah. And then she defeated Sky Blues Run or whatever bullshit that.
So
yes,
Sky Blues, fucking Giulia Hart's. And Doug, she can take 82 Canadian destroyers and fucking just get right back
okay. Keep it a kayfabe. My number one pick is I thought we would have the same thing, no brainer. Timeless Toni Storm. She had an AEW title run this year with the women's title. She went to All In. It was that 4-way bullshit to put the belt on Saraya. Yeah, could they have just built up to Storm versus Saraya? Yeah, they could have did all that. Did the Outcasts break up and then they're still not building to Saraya versus Storm? Yeah, they're doing that. But she's managed to get really, dude, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But she's had the world title, her second run with the belt. She makes people look great. And then her character work. She does the Outcast thing, elevates them. She does, now she's doing Timeless Toni Storm. She's got Luther over with me. Okay, guys? Luther.
He does the facials like her.
Dude, she's crazy. Doing this, she's doing her thing. And this Timeless stuff is great. And they're going to put the world title back on her eventually. I think her and Hikaru Shida, because in Tony Khan's head, it's like, oh, the trilogy for the belt. They traded the belt twice. You know that he's a mark for that shit.
Well, like I totally saw it once you fucking broke it down to me, where you're all like, no, man, they're just making Shida have. Oh yeah, it's a credible title run because she defended against Willow and she defended against Sky Blue and she defended against the spooky zombie girl. And it's just like. That's Tony logic.
Yeah, it is. So
I tried to make my AEW picks based off fucking Tony and Neckbeard logic.
There you go.
Because again, fucking, I don't want to be Meltzer and just fucking spewing my opinion. I want to spew fucking who had the best year and who did what. Not fucking. This isn't the hairline picks. But is. My bad. Though.
Yeah,
you get what
I'm DMing AEW Neckbeards to get on your ass, hairline. No, but I think Tony.
He'll hear this.
Yeah, I think Toni Storm, though, she's, to me, my number one overall pick. Just, based off the things I said, though. I think she just always gets herself over. She won the belt. She's the shit. Moving along, you were talking about Hikaru Shida. I'll jump the gun here. My next pick is Hikaru Shida because she beat Storm. She won at the All In. She's, I don't know, reigning with the belt. She's beating all these people. She's probably like one of the best hands as far as women talent in their company. For whatever that's worth. So who's your second pick, Caroline?
Formless Toni Storm.
Okay, there you go. Of course. I knew she'd make your list. So
she would be my number one, but like she didn't have the year Statlander had, To me, she's number one,
Right. So my number three, now this is very hard for me, and I wanted to put Athena. I wanted to put Athena in here. But I didn't because Athena, Ember Moon, because I'm like, you know what? She has been, even though she's over, she's getting shit over. Like she's wrestling in front of no one and no one even knows what she's doing except for the hard body marks like myself. So
just you.
I went with, and this is a tough pick here. I went with Jamie Hayter because before she got hurt, Jamie Hayter, and I don't think you have even been watching. She had the belt for like fucking 2-3 months of this year, but the thing is that's the longest any title reign is with the women's division in AEW. It's 2 to 4 months or some shit. So she only had the belt. Like I'm going with my same Kevin Owens Usos logic. Like I gotta use that same logic. Like she held the belt like as long as fucking Toni Storm did before she dropped it, I feel like, in her second run. So Hayter was having the best matches. She's the most believable. She for shoot could beat up fucking probably 90% of the women backstage. She's young. She's over as shit naturally. She's gorgeous. The crowd loves her. She didn't get to make it to Wembley. It's unfortunate. But she will be back to reclaim her title. And I foresee that, like, hopefully sooner than later. She did have like a really bad injury, though, serious one. And I think she worked hurt to put Toni Storm over or whatever. Yeah, so I gotta give it up to her, man. I really, really do. And I know injuries do get factored in, but for the short time, as short as these reigns are, she's the one to me. She stood out as having bangers of matches and shit, even if it was brief this year. Hairline, your last pick.
I did Willow Nightingale.
Nice. I wanted to pick Willow, but I'm like, dude, they've just been like shit. Like she's doing nothing now. Why'd you pick her?
Well, just because like the overall, so she beat Sasha Banks,
right? She won the New Japan Strong tournament.
Yeah, man.
Won the Owen Hart tournament as well.
Right. Yeah, dude, right there. She won the Owen Hart tournament, and she's just a good hand, dude. You know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
yeah.
Like she never has boo boo face. She always goes up like she's professional,
Yeah,
and none
she
of those
fires up
girls are
real good
like
too.
right, and she's dumb fine. And I know like a lot of those girls don't really like reek of professionalism. Like like Willow legit, like like
Yep.
she's showing that like fucking obviously she's not gonna go to WWE, but like what I'm saying, she has that potential of like.
And you give her the ball, she'll run with it. So moving along, our best AEW tag teams 2023 of the year. We start with my first pick, number one overall. You already know who I'm gonna pick, Hairline. I pick FTR. And they just had a stellar run. This was one of their like after they had a year that was already phenomenal last year, they come in this year and they have another phenomenal year. Now some of it's been muddied up, and like I know a lot of it, people are just like the recency bias. Oh, they've lately, what have they done? They haven't done shit. It's been garbage. And they were in 4-ways with Punk every week, but just even at All In, they got the big win there. They had the title run this year. I mean, they put on stellar, that shit they did with Bullet Club Gold, fucking phenomenal. So yeah, dude, that's my pick. Who's your number one tag team of the year?
MJF and Adam Cole.
Wow, dude. Okay. And they were, of course, MJ ROH tag team champions. They still are
Still are.
technically. Yeah. And yeah, they had some pretty good matches. They got super fucking over, man. So what what was your justification for picking them besides what I just said there?
Well, yeah, you pretty much nailed it there, man. Is like they just took the ball and ran with it, and like they're like they do comedy well, but they also wrestle very well.
Yeah, they do, man.
I don't, man. Like MJF shouldn't be babyface, but Adam Cole made it okay for MJF to be babyface. Now MJF is out there without Adam Cole, and it's just all goofy and dumb and shit, man.
Yeah. My pick, my number 2 pick is the Acclaimed. I got to give it up to them. They were tag team champions. Their run, like Tony Khan had all that lightning in a bottle. He let it go to waste. They gave him the trios belts. Sweet. So if you factor that in too, I guess Bowens and Caster having a stellar year. And yeah, everybody loves the Acclaimed, Hairline. So I picked the Acclaimed. Who did you pick?
Yeah, number 2 for me is also the Acclaimed.
There you go. How do you go? Yeah, merch, all that shit,
Should we scissors?
Yeah, sure. We'll scissor through the screen.
Yeah.
So my last pick for the best AEW tag team is now this is weird. I don't know if people are gonna call me out or say it's cheating, but I picked Bullet Club Gold and any version of them. So the reason I say that, they Jay White and Juice had that classic with FTR. Then you have the Guns. They were the tag champs earlier in the year. You see what they've done on their own. Like they're probably the most consistent and top team, like OG AEW team. So I picked any version, and then we've seen Juice team with the Guns and shit like that. So to me, it's like the Freebird rule, right? Any version of Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, Juice Robinson, Austin and Colton Gunn. Though that's my last nominee, and that's my justification. Hairline, your pick.
The Lucha Bros.
Good choice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wanted to put them in, but they seemed like they were more doing like single shit more that I recalled, but maybe I'm wrong. I think they might have had a title run this year. Yeah.
They do tag though from like I don't know, man. Like fuck, that's the thing, bro. It's like there's fucking 6 shows every fucking week, and it's like one night it's Lucha Bros, the next night it's Ray Phoenix, and then the next night it's Penta versus someone.
All right, man. So those are our picks. Did you give? Yeah, you gave your last one. So to summate, we got FTR, MJF, and Adam Cole, the Acclaimed, Bullet Club Gold, any iteration, and yeah, we got the Lucha Bros on the list. And let's move along to our next category. This is other. So as we said earlier in the show, other means any other thing other than AEW or WWE. Like as far as someone who's like contracted and signed there and wrestles there, So wrestler of the year for male, for me, I had to go with Will Ospreay. He's just the most over motherfucker. He has good matches in any company. He's shows up wherever. He's carrying multiple titles on his back, multiple companies on his back. He's been all over the world. He's probably the hottest free agent in pro wrestling currently or right away. And I'm not sure when his contract's up, but yeah, man, Will Ospreay, he's the best, man. Who's your number one pick?
Yeah, Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay, yeah.
Anything
else you need to add, or it's just fairly obvious, you know?
Elevated.
Yeah. So my next pick for best wrestler male of the year, I gotta go with Matt Cardona. Other on the outside. Yeah, you know, besides him retweeting and Steph DeLander retweeting our shit, and liking our shit, it's beyond that. It's just he's over as fuck, man. His promos are great. Again, he goes to any organization. He's got like 20 titles. He just dropped one title over there in DDT. He's just over like Rover. The shit he does on his social media, the shit he does, you know, whatever. Like even just the knowledge he imparts. Like he says shit about, you know, he's like, Vince taught me, like even on the indies now, he's like, thank you, Vince, tweets out to Vince. And he's like, you taught me that a match is a promo and a promo is a match, you know, and that's why how you get over. Yeah. So Cardona is my number two, man. Who
King of the Death Match.
Yes.
Goddamn right, Doug. And his NWA run. I don't know. Like we could sit here for a while talking about Cardona.
Dude, he is the shit. Yeah. He's awesome. Who's your number two pick?
Alex Shelley.
Nice.
Just based off his Impact run and just, man, he's the workhorse of fucking Impact right now, you know. I'm gonna say Impact because it's not TNA quite yet.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
And he is, man. He won a world title. And yeah, dude, I agree with that fully. He's got to be on the list. And I actually, my number three is Alex Shelley. So I agree fully. He's the workhorse, and he deserves a nod, bro. He's their world champ, and they're hot right now. So you gotta fucking go Shelley. So who did you pick for your third pick?
Macklin.
So Macklin, dude, why'd you pick Macklin? For obvious reasons, actually. It's Macklin.
Oh yeah, man, the year he had, like, you know, he was a great fucking champion. Doug, that feud with PCO, man, and just like,
yeah,
all of it. Like, dude, he's a star. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I think he could be in WWE, man.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you could main roster him. He'd be like a mid to lower card guy, but not shitting on Macklin or anything. I love him, but yeah, he's definitely. I don't know why he didn't enter my mind. He did get really over, maybe because he just fell off in the recency bias, I guess. But yeah, that's a good call. So our best other wrestlers, male, our nominees are Will Ospreay, Matt Cardona, Alex Shelley, and Steve Macklin. We agreed on two of them there, so good for us. Our best other wrestler, female, from around the world. My number one pick, I had to go with, and I changed it right before we went on air. I switched my number one and my number two. Jordynne Grace is my number one other female wrestler.
Wow.
They've like positioned her as like the face of the knockouts, even though Trinity's got the belt, which we'll talk about in a minute. You know, Grace has had the big matches. She had the title run. This year is her year of like, they're elevating her to like, she's beating dudes. She won that fucking thing at Bound for Glory or whatever. She's, having great matches internationally. I believe she had the Knockouts title this year. I think she held it. And she's like, you know, she was in that video for the new TNA. Like, she is the fucking person that they are putting everything behind. And she's blowing up. Like, on social media, she's blowing up a little bit. As far as, you know, yeah, I don't know. It's just Jordynne Grace to me, the juggernaut. That's my number one pick. Who did you pick number one overall?
Trinity.
Nice. So she's my number two pick. So why did you pick Trinity as your number one pick?
Doug, she's the Drew McIntyre story of 2023 as far as leaving the WWE and just like becoming the face of somewhere, and just like we were saying in the review earlier in the episode, she was wrestling a technical match. She was doing chain wrestling, and it's just like she can do it all, man.
Yep. That's awesome. Yeah, and she's over like shit, and she's good for that division and women's wrestling in general, and we both recognize that. One or two, I would agree with that. For me, it's almost like a tie with Jordynne, but yeah, that's my number two pick. So what was your number two pick?
hardcore country.
Wow. See, I want good for you, because I wanted her to be on this, but I didn't pick her as my last one. But I'm glad you did. Hairline, why'd you pick Mickie James?
Man, she's basically like the other Trinity, you know. She just had a great run this year, and just she's a good hand, man, and like just like she not to fucking make it like that, but like she's got the WWE psychology, you know, and just fucking,
and she
that puts you light years ahead.
Yeah, and she had like her last ride angle, which was big. I think she had the title. She dropped it. She's been in title matches. She's behind the scenes. She's big shit. You know, she's, definitely. I agree with Mickie James, a legend. My last pick for best other female wrestler. And I'm getting texts and stuff. My best pick for other female wrestler. My last one, is Steph DeLander. And I have to put her over. Yeah, I mean, what her and Matt Cardona are doing, it's just phenomenal. So I talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't know, man. She gets it. She has a lipstick line. She's an indie talent, you know. She was in WWE. That's why she gets it. You know, she was there for a minute. They cut her along with a lot of other people, but she has gone on to just make waves like literally all over the world. Without even having to wrestle all the time, like, you know, and even though this is wrestler, you know, we don't have a valet category, but she's like the top valet. It's not like she can't work, you know, and to me, she's with Cardona. That's elevated her. When I think of like which female wrestlers are outside of WWE right now or outside of that, I would love to see on. Instantly, my brain goes to Steph DeLander before anyone in Impact, you know. So yeah, that's my pick. Hairline, who's your final pick for best other female wrestler?
Jordynne Grace.
Nice. So why'd you pick Jordynne?
Just, man, like the year she's had, you know, like obviously I said she hasn't exactly been winning me over, but like I'm not trying to be biased, you know what I'm saying? My personal opinion doesn't discredit the run she had this year, you know?
Yeah. So our best other wrestler female, our nominees are Jordynne Grace, Trinity, Fatu, Mickie James, and Steph DeLander. I love that list. I think that's the perfect list. People go, what about Giulia? What about... I kind of value what Fatu and James has done just as a scale of like mainstream, or, you know, like what Trinity's done is mainstream in her career. She's on Total fucking Divas, you know, like, come on. So Giulia, I'm sorry, she's going to go to NXT and learn how to work fucking American style, and then she's going to, you know, move her way up. So moving along, our last category.
Is that the girl Tony just signed?
No, that's the girl that he fucking wish he signed, that everyone's melting down because he didn't sign.
Okay.
Yeah. So best other tag team, our final category for this one was really hard for me, to be honest. I don't know why I gave this one a drum roll, but this one was really hard for me. But the best other tag team, I will give you my picks. My first pick, I picked ABC, the Austin Bay Connection, the Austin Bay Club, Bullet Club. I think they held the belts for a while at the start of the year. I think they just got them back from the Rascals, and I don't know, man, they just gel well as a team. They're the most refined team, I would say, that is like new and that's present. And the Bullet Club shit's a little stale. I've been saying get them to NXT and shit, but you got to go ABC if you just look at who they beat, on what stage they beat them on. They've been carrying the tag division in Impact for a while now, so ABC.
So my number one would probably have to be the Motor City Machine
Your number
Guns.
one, sorry. Okay, awesome. The Machine Guns, dude. I picked them for my number two, not to jump the gun. So Hairline, why did you pick the Motor City Machine Guns?
Legends. Impact legends. Just they're separate title runs right now, and them together, man.
Right, and they still team up. That's what's dope. But like one of them's the what is it, the X Division champion, and then one of them's the fucking heavyweight champion. So yeah, dude, and they have stellar matches. Like they're still having stellar matches, you know. So
great matches.
Yeah, man, you got to put them over. So we agree. That was my number two. So who's your number two?
Well, Bussy, also Alley catching Effie.
Okay, Bussy, and that's all caps, I think, right? So Alley Catch and Effie.
Make it all caps.
Yeah, and what is your justification for that? Why'd you pick Bussy?
Just the run they've had in GCW for fucking years now. Obviously, it's not obviously we're doing this year, but just man, the matches they've had and overall, just they're constantly just fucking getting over, man, and doing their shit, man.
Yep. No, fair enough for me, man. This was the hardest category, and so this is my basically fantasy mark pick because this is what I'm really into lately, and it's so brand new, but it happened at the end of the year, and I'm super into it, and I'm telling you guys, this shit could work in any big company if it wasn't so fucking violent, but my number one pick is Matt Tremont and Cruel is my 2023 nominee, bro. I have to put them for best tag. Like, their story's so compelling. I implore anyone. I'm not even a deathmatch guy, and I'm telling you guys, you like good storytelling, right? Go watch The Death Of, and then get into this whole Tremont Cruel. I'm like digging into the history now. I'm like looking up Cruel matches. You guys, he's like the deathmatch king. When Hairline was saying that to me, I was like, dumb, it's stupid, whatever. Nah, it's real, man. This guy.
Listen to you now.
Yeah, he's an intimidating guy, and this whole little angle they got, it's just so, like, it works for me, and so people might go, what about this team that did? Yeah, you're probably right, but I just got to go. Like, someone might be like, oh, what about Aussie Open? And, like, I'm sure that's a thing, like, you know, but to me, I'm just going, look, dude, I'm going with what's over as fuck, and, you know, this is such a random category. I got to go with Tremont and Cruel. Your final pick.
My number 3 was also Tremont and Cruel.
There you go. Yes, dude. Yes. So yeah, man.
The only reason Bussy beat him is because like they're an established tag team, and we've only got one segment with Cruel and fucking Tremont, but dude, that kind of speaks volumes right there. That the few segments, you know what I'm saying?
It's compelling shit, man. Okay, so guys, that's our awards, and then those are the nominees. So what's going to happen is we're going to throw those up. Now, we have one more category, our Hall of Fame. But the Hall of Fame, you guys don't get to vote. You guys don't get a part of that. Hairline and Phil, we picked 2 people. Just sort of like I threw a name out, he agreed. He threw a name out, I agreed. So our Hall of Fame, we will give them the proper fucking drum roll. So our Hall of Fame, sorry guys, our Hall of Fame. Gail Kim is in our Hall of Fame. She was the second name thrown out there. So shout out Gail Kim. I don't know what we can do. We'll make a little graphic and send it to you or something. I don't know. It's just our Hall of Fame. It's the PWT Hall of Fame. Gail Kim is in
she
there.
Retweets it.
Exactly. And the headliner, if you will, of our Hall of Fame is, of course, John Cena, man. He deserves it more than anybody. You know, who would have ever thought that John Cena's last year would also be fucking Sting's last year, which would also be Bryan Danielson's last year. Those are, you know what I mean? Those are 3 crazy fucking different eras entirely of wrestling that all somehow, you know, have that in common. So, yeah, shout out John Cena, man. He deserves it. So guys, we're going to post these up everywhere. We're going to tweet them out. We're going to fucking X them out. We're going to fucking all that shit out, bro. We're going to Reddit them out. We're going to post it everywhere. We're going to explode it up everywhere. We want you guys to vote. Give us who you think. Debate it. Argue it in the comments. Give us your thoughts. We'll tally it up. We'll do polls. We'll tally up the polls. Maybe we'll run like a bunch of polls and you can vote in each poll, but we'll just kind of find the average number so we catch people. Maybe you're not on X all week, so make sure you cast your vote everywhere. And we just no one's voting on the Hall of Fame. That's just who we picked, and John Cena and Gail Kim. But yeah, we're gonna put these up there. We want you guys to vote on our nominees, and then in the comments we're gonna round up who you guys are saying should be nominated. And if you're a patron, there's only 4 of you guys, so you get to nominate a person each if you want. We'll accept it. And if you're not a patron, we're going to do a 7-day free trial type thing. Like we said, if 2 of you join in, you guys get saves. If like 1,000 of you join in, we're going to have to reformat the Patreon, how you guys get to vote. Maybe we'll let you guys pick like one for each category among yourselves in a specialty vote. That's probably how we'll do it, a Patreon only vote. And Discord guys, shout you guys out. We want to see you guys in there giving us your votes. And yeah, So there it is, PWT 2023 awards, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. This edition of PWT, this special edition of Pro Wrestle Times podcast. We got fucking the Rev coming on the show. If you're into deathmatch, which I am now, full deathmatch god over here.
Goddamn right.
And yeah, dude,
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, so we're going to have the Rev on. We're going to get other people on the show, too. We're talking about it off pod. We're going to get some cool guests, but we're not going to be dependent on guests, man. The show is Hairline and Phil Daddy. Yeah. And
always will be, always has been.
Always will be, baby. So, yeah, man, make sure you check us out everywhere. Pro Wrestle Clips is the main channel. We broke a K. I'd make out with all of you individually.
Me too.
But, yeah.
I would buy you dinner.
But after me.
yeah, Doug, I can go second. Listen, there's multiple body parts.
And so check us out at Pro Wrestle Clips. Check us out at Pro Wrestle Times everywhere. Check us out at PWT Podcast on TikTok, where we're blowing up lots.
Ugh.
In like 500,000 hits on shits. And check us out on the Patreon, patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times. Shout out Mark U the Mark, Ashley V, Reggie Rodriguez, and Russ Paxson. Even though you're a fucking weirdo, we love you. Are
we sure it's Russ?
Yeah, I'm pretty goddamn sure it's him. So let's celebrate them and get in our Discord, motherfuckers. We love our Discord people so much. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're in the Upside Down. Phil was here, and now I'm out. Yeah.
I'm looking for my son, Will.
And he's out too, yeah. And of course, Will's missing. Where's Will?